If I hit the button, it would work better. Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dan Latham, also known as Shudit Degar, and I'd like to welcome you to Roll Hit Die presents Rime of the Frostmaiden. And I am going.
Or Ronnie stuffs his face.
Or Ronnie stuffs his face, yes.
Okay.
As you'll notice, Rod is not with us this evening. He had a prior engagement. He is currently working on another game that he had already set up before we had all this squared away. Or before our schedule got changed back to the Friday night games. But he will be back with us next Friday for those who are saddened by that. No? Nobody saddened by that?
Who?
Huh? What?
Huh? Who?
All right, but
Who's going to postulate towards me?
So before we do introductions and so forth, our maps are brought to you through the Roll20 app, and our miniatures are brought to you by our own little creation from the Hero Forge subscription. So if you haven't had a chance to check out Hero Forge, well, you know what I did miss? I did miss putting on our commercial at the very beginning. So I would be remiss of me not to mention our sponsors for our Friday night games, which is GUI Cube. And we're currently waiting on the release of Chapter 4 of the Red Star Rising campaign, so we can jump back into that and see, who the lich really is. Oh, wait, wrong campaign.
Is it though?
I don't know. Everybody keeps calling the little kid the lich, so we'll see. So, without further ado, I will hand off the reins to our Dungeon Master for tonight's game.
Hello, I am Marcus Scott. I'll be running this ragtag group through Rime of the Frostmaiden. This is one of the new releases from Wizards of the Coast. When did this come out? About a couple months ago?
November?
Something like that. This is a little bit of a homebrew from this. So if you run this yourself, you'll see there are probably some different changes from what you actually find in the book. So let's not have a cow. We're all here to have fun.
So what you're trying to say is our game is based off a book, but not actually the book. Almost like, a movie being based off the true story, but has nothing to do with the true story.
Right. Because I know that plots don't really matter to you guys, so I'm just going with the flow.
It's a plot.
Plots?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't see one anywhere. Okay.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
There's some poor person who ran a game a few times, and it's just like, here's the plot. No.
No.
Get shit on! You're on a boat hired by this guy, or vacation. We're all vacationers.
Shocking grasp.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, this massive fucking monster. Stun.
So, who would like to give us a recap on what happened last week?
Well, before we jump into the recap, do you want to... I mean, most people watching should actually know who we all are. We can go counterclockwise to introduce who we are and who we're playing.
All right, we will start with Tara and go counterclockwise.
Okay. My name is Tara, and tonight I am playing the character of Lorena Moonflower, who is a high elf warlock rogue combo. And we'll see what she's all about as we progress.
All right. And
It's
Ryan.
me.
Mm-hmm.
So I am Ronnie. I am playing Tobias, a Warforged druid, who apparently got out of form last week. That's some bullshit. That don't happen to me. Just saying. Dan.
What happened?
I don't know. He took too much damage.
Hit points ran out.
I'm not a fan.
You had plenty of hit
No,
points.
you're Warforged.
You were the druid. I mean, you're the only. I mean, you were literally the tank.
I will be.
But
Thank you.
do you only,
I'm excited. I'm just glad to be back this week.
Of course, I didn't know exactly how your character would play out the whole slaughtering a bunch of little children Yeti kind of
They're not
creatures.
they're Yetis.
They're baby
they're
Yetis.
being raised to murder travelers.
You will have.
That
help
is so
raising your
speciest of you.
You will have help raising your little one.
I mean, seriously.
Well, there's
Why
someone
would
who
you-
rounded the corner. There's a Yeti baby cowering. Not now. Arrow to the skull.
We're coward.
Dead Yeti
I'm
everywhere.
saving it from being sad from having all of its family be killed.
Hey, I'm the one that's merciful, and I thought about killing that Yeti too.
So, I am Dan Latham, as I've already introduced, and I'm playing Largal, who is the one who
Is a bleeding heart.
spent all last session, which we'll go in the recap in a minute, and I'm sure we'll be told exactly how bad he is. But I made a little friend, and I have a little Wampus, his name, and he rides on my back. Just gotta get him some clothes so people don't realize that I'm carrying around a baby Yeti, pretty much.
How
The
are you
disguise
gonna...
kit on his face, it looks like he's
Yes.
wearing Yeti fur.
Well, he is about the size of a halfling gnome, so it wouldn't be too hard to find some clothes and stuff like that.
Children's clothes.
For a little while.
Well, yeah, so when he gets bigger, then he'll start wearing my old clothes because I'm 7'4", so...
Yeah.
Nothing could go wrong.
Oh,
Oh.
it could be worse. So I guess that leaves one other. Like I said, Rod's not here. He usually plays Omi. I'm sure Omi's going to be taking the position of watching the animals for us this evening while we do whatever we're going to be doing. So our last.
And my name is Curtis Ross. I'm playing Tyflo, T, whatever, I don't know anymore. The Leonin Monk, Way of Mercy. I'm trying it out, see how it goes.
According to the game
With
master,
all
your
these
name is
fools.
Typhoid.
Hey, that
Hi,
works for
Floyd.
me.
Yep.
I can
Hi, Floyd.
change. I can add an I and a D. That'll be fine.
Knew it.
I'm old, my memory's shot, so
That's it. Typhoid.
Typhoid.
Now canon.
I'm not saying if
Like
you
a
were
pet edit.
T-Flow, you could have been like a bard. That would've been amazing.
So we're giving GUI rewards out for whoever gives the.
that is correct. So, who would like to give the review? Ronnie?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Do you,
how's
do you want to
that?
give it?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
So
You
since-
punched a bunch of Yetis. Dan saved a baby one.
all right.
I,
So
I got beat out of bear form, which is some bullshit.
I was gonna say I don't ever give one on because I let you guys do it on Sundays. If you want, I could do it tonight.
I don't know how well those notes
Go
are
for
or
it.
what's in them. I wrote them a
Well,
long
I
time
didn't
ago.
write. I don't write any notes.
Thank you.
Very rarely.
Hey, you want to do it, Ronnie?
No, go ahead.
There you go. There's the notes. Read the notes.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
So yes, last week we started our encounter at the mouth of the cave, in which we were, I guess, assuming was the Yeti cave. And once entering the cave, we find out for certain it is. I think the first one we see is a baby Yeti.
Mm-hmm.
And as we enter the cave, everybody's all, what should we do? How should we go about doing this? And, Largal, being who he is and from where he's from, he's like, you know what? Why don't we just knock on the door and, say something? So he just hollers out, y'all got any brown sugar? No? Nobody seemed to like that, but it was enough to get their attention. And then their leader, I guess, whoever it was the first one that came out, decided to walk around the corner and look at me and growl, which I don't speak Yeti, so I just safely assumed that was his way of saying hi. And then my party proceeded to slaughter him. For no apparent reason. They just started swinging and hitting him and killing him. And then I noticed the babies on the other side were watching them kill their parents, so I went over to try to comfort them. Not realizing my entire party that was behind me have gone around the corner and slaughtered the rest of their family. And that's pretty much how it went until, there was one of them cast a spell that has an area effect that ended up killing several babies to where we was down to just two little baby, helpless little Yeti babies.
feel like this is one-sided.
And one of them decided to try to cower over near one of them. Please don't kill me kind of thing. But, nobody speaks Yeti, so they don't understand that. But then, of course, Lorena comes around the corner, sees the cowering baby Yeti just sitting there doing nothing but cowering and begging for his life. So she just, what any, I guess, murder hobo does, walks
Preach.
over and just shoots him right in the head. Kills him right instantly, just right out of the
Mercy killing.
You're savage.
Of course, our druid did his best to stay in bear form and, take as many hits as he could because, somebody had to keep these murder hobos somewhat alive while they were doing their senseless slaughter of the entire family that was just sleeping in that cave.
Makes sense to me.
And when it's all said and done, the last surviving baby I was able to keep somewhat safe from the murderous group that I seem to be running with. And he now has a name. His name is Wampus, and I will take care of him. Actually, I probably should name him George.
Wampus or George or whoever is going to need some therapy.
Well, I'm just saying, if I name him George, I can hug him and squeeze him and call him George.
Please do the whole thing.
I will hug you and squeeze you and call you George. All
Well,
right.
it looks like Scooter's out there already giving out some hugs. How you doing, Scotter? Scotter Otter?
Scotter Otter. Welcome to the show. All right, well, that is my recap.
Honey, how are you?
Once we got done with my group got done with the senseless slaughter of that whole entire family of Yetis that were just minding their own business in their own homes, as we, essentially did a home invasion. We make our way to the nearest town of, was it Tremolane? And
Correct.
decide with the ingots in hand that the dwarves wanted. We're going to search out this possible killer, and we made our way to the Blue Clam, not the Blue Oyster, mind you, that's on the other side of town. But we went to the Blue Clam, which doesn't have a whole lot of, well, I guess there probably is a lot of leather-clad people in there dancing around, eating, and having a good time.
It was the east side, right?
No, the East Side Inn is the hotel. The Blue Clam is the tavern.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't know if they sell blue waffles or not, but I'm sure we can always ask.
Oh. You get disadvantage the rest of the game.
That checks out now to attack your Yeti.
No,
This is fun.
so I will go ahead and roll the d20 to see what card I am able to get.
So many
Is
prizes.
it the Yeti protection card?
Dice are rolling. There we go, 15. 1, 2, 13, 14, and I have advantage on a saving throw.
Alright.
Which I will probably hand off to my baby Yeti if somebody tries killing it.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's see.
Alright.
There's no saving throw.
Death saves if you don't insta-kill it.
See what I was talking about? They're murder hobos.
Here's the question.
They just want to slaughter a baby.
Are you willing to not metagame if I sneak enough?
I mean, if you want the entire world to see how bad you are around children, go for it.
Oh,
It's a Yeti.
It's a baby.
Maybe.
It's like the right size for hand muffs.
It's a...
Its
Where you
parents are
gonna
on
put
the
your
way.
hands?
you gonna put your hand where?
And it'll be fine.
Oh, is Remy here?
Reach down its throat, reach up its ass. How do you keep your hands warm?
Just
Sock and boppers?
in the middle. It's fine.
Oh my god.
Wow. Okay.
Tobias does not approve.
Well, speaking of Tobias, as you're sitting outside the Blue Clam, you see Omi come out and say, I got my food. I'll go ahead and watch the stuff. Why don't you go ahead and go inside?
Okay.
That
So I go
way-
inside.
Okay. Y'all are on that map, right?
Did Tobias leave his drink here? Or did Omi leave his drink by me? Because I bought him a drink. Did he leave it?
I'm pretty
No, he
sure he
took-
probably took it with him.
The
Okay.
drink and the food.
Not surprised.
Okay. So where we left off last is y'all were talking with. Let me pull that back up. I should have had that up before.
Don't think that was their name.
You were talking with Oris Mathis, a half-orc that's the owner of this establishment. You were talking to him about playing for some food. As you can see, you have a large crowd tonight. So you get up on stage. We had Lorena at the bar ordering some food. So Lorena, where are you at in the bar?
I would have gone right up to the bar. So let me.
All right.
I'll go down here at this empty stool here.
Okay. All right. And Kurt, that's where your guy is.
Yep, I'm up there. Well, wherever I ran off to, I was somewhere. I'll just be here.
Okay. Well, last you heard, this group here is the one that was talking with the barkeep about the whole shutting down of the cave or the mine.
Gem mines, right?
Yes. Uh,
Kobolds had
So-
invaded.
so, Bias, as you come in, you see your compatriots spread out throughout the bar. You see Largos up on stage performing. You see this little bundle of something start banging on the.
I handed him some drums.
Nice.
Yeah, he
So he's
just kind of.
yeah. So why don't you go ahead and give me a performance check at disadvantage since he's playing one of your musical
Helping.
instruments,
Disadvantage.
and he's not trained, so he's
How much training do you need to
No,
hit? Like
heavy
pump,
air
pump,
quotes
pump?
on helping.
He literally just got rescued
Fine,
from the
fine.
cave with you. Like,
Okay. 7.
okay.
I feel good
Well-
about it.
Normally you're good, but your compatriot's a little offbeat, so that mesh of sound is kind of. So you may want to work with him on the drums if.
I start going, somebody should throw tomatoes at them.
I'm
The
in
bar.
my equipment.
See if
Let's
I'm looking at
see.
my equipment.
So-
I'm not gonna throw my hammer.
Oh my god.
no, I'm just saying it like I'm
I'm
sitting
looking
at the
through.
bar and there's people next to me. I'm like, man, if I had some tomatoes.
Yep. So about halfway through the strum, I do this.
I have ball bearings. I have caltrips. I don't have tomatoes.
Mm,
Well, you notice
really.
the patrons there, they're half-ass listening to you while they're going back to their little conversations. So what are y'all doing?
No, Wampus, you don't
Well-
hit it like that. You hit it like this.
From when we talked to him last, we heard that Sefik with Torg's caravan would most likely be at the east side, and if anywhere.
Well,
Yeah.
Right,
I thought-
because this.
they'd be here because that's why we came here first.
No, we were thinking that they might be here, but we got here and now they're not. You're also playing on stage.
No, this is a player trying to remember how things went.
No, we weren't
Right.
sure which one they were going to be at. So,
So
Correct.
we came here instead of the east side inn where people sleep. We came to the bar
That
Right.
that has beds in it.
for some reason.
As you notice, this is a smaller, more of a bar, less of a tavern, and this is on the seaport. So this is where a lot of the port workers end up staying that are single and don't have their own homes.
Are they ready
Are-
to mingle?
are they occupiable beds?
No, that's
are,
why.
are they paid by the hour beds?
Oh.
No.
I'm just trying to figure out if they come with a roommate or not.
Well, you could probably talk to one of the folks that you see around the bar because majority of them are the ones that are actually staying here.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. They're going to get the wrong idea and they are not my type.
Mm-hmm. They're just simple folk working the basically fishermen and dock workers and stuff like that.
A couple of them are so
So-
drunk they can't sit in their chairs.
That was because the map in the grids didn't
Sure,
work
sure.
out right.
So Marcus, if you'll click on them,
Yes.
and before you let go of them, hold Alt.
Okay. Where is my mouse? Okay.
Oh, that works for even our characters.
Yeah.
Neat.
So I was talking to one of the Speaker Mathis, I think, said he closed or one of the workers there said that Speaker Mathis closed the gem mine because of kobolds. Is that accurate?
Right. That is correct.
All right.
Eh. You get the idea.
Yeah, just
Gets it
hold,
when
grab it and hold Alt before, and then let go,
I did that.
drop it, and
Okay.
hold Alt while you're doing it.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, let's see that's how I'm moving little guy around. Doot,
Okay.
doot.
So
Hello, my darling. Hello, my. Never mind.
Oh,
Jumping up on the
So
table.
how long has that line been closed?
it's been shut down for about 2 weeks now. We
Hmm.
could really use it open. We're getting kind of restless and
There a reward posted for this at all?
you may have to talk with the Mathis because I'm not paying you because I'm not working.
Where is he?
Probably over in the town hall.
Speaker Mathis. Didn't we talk to him back in the other town? Or is that a speaker? A different speaker?
That was a different speaker. That was speaker.
Devasa Shane was the speaker, and
Yeah.
Markham
Speaker
Southwell was
Shane.
the sheriff.
Right. That is correct.
All right. Hey, I wonder if this speaker would know about any trade routes. Do you think?
Possibly we have trade throughout all 10 towns that come through here. It's
Yeah.
the. Hell's name of that? Sorry,
The best part
my.
about that is that nobody in chat can see our chat anymore, so they have no idea what's happened right there. All they see is you two making googly eyes and you do the gimmies.
Tobias is offering good berries to Wampus, and that was Wampus going. Yeah, 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 gimme, 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 gimme.
I think my interpretation was good too.
So Wampus is now a Wookiee, not a Yeti.
That
Not a Wampa, but a Wookiee.
that was Marcus, because I
Very Marcus.
cannot do that.
But yeah, Torg's caravan that comes through all the 10 towns. They're usually the ones we do all the trading through.
How long do they stay normally?
They'll say a day or two, depending on what kind of shipments and all that.
Yeah, when did you see him roll in? Do you know? Oh, hey, two whiskeys, please, for these guys, and I'm gonna ply them with a little alcohol. to keep them coffee.
I thought you were gonna get more whiskey for yourself.
No, I'm probably good. Probably
like-
good.
So 4 now.
Yeah. Well, they thank you. Well, I believe they came in yesterday afternoon, last night, something like that.
Well, maybe they'll have some good stuff that I can buy. I'll take one too. There.
It's possible. Yeah. If they're staying anywhere, they'd probably be staying in the East Side Inn, or if
Right.
Because I don't. It's too cold for them to be camping out right now. So.
That makes sense. I thought maybe they'd be here,
Well,
partaking.
East Side Inn has a smaller tavern, so
A little more
sometimes-
private.
Yeah, so they may come here for. We usually have a better performer up there, but hey.
I mean, the little one's cute.
What is that thing?
It's a very hairy halfling with some. It has some issues. It's a very traumatized childhood.
Brain damage.
It got dropped on the head.
Multiple times.
It's half dwarf.
Completely.
Poor thing.
Also kind of cursed.
It's
I didn't know about
cursed.
that.
Sure.
Uh,
But not like a curse like that does damage to anybody else. Just like, a curse that affects himself.
Okay, so
Yeah.
not like the current curse we're under, perpetual darkness and freezing cold
No,
for the
not that.
last 2 years.
If
Okay.
it was that, I would have killed it already. And I look over.
Sounds like a good idea. Why don't we do that anyway?
I'm just walking the room, just kind of keeping my eyes open to see if anyone's paying extra attention to our
I was
conversation.
actually my mind's seeing the little guy here beating on these drums completely out of any kind of rhythm, going as you're throwing good berries at him.
Again, some of that's lost in just visual translation.
Yeah.
Very
Well,
lost now.
Nobody can actually see our pictures.
Oh, so when you
Oh,
say
okay.
it looks like this, they can't see you.
Precisely.
You're not even gonna make that face.
Oh.
No, I thought about it after I actually said it.
No, her. When they
No,
say they look like
I
this.
am not, because
they-
screenshots are a thing with you.
What? No.
Just screenshots turn them into miniatures. What? Huh?
Potato.
No,
Tato.
thank you.
But yeah, they tell you that they come in probably every fortnight.
You wouldn't happen to know where they head from here, would you?
Just depends on where they came from previous.
So they're not consistent. Go figure.
My guess
Well-
would probably be Kelvin's Klein because they came from Bryn Shandir, and that's the nearest town, right?
Kelvin's Karn is not an actual town. It's just a.
Oh,
That's
it's just a
the-
mark.
It's just a
It's a
mark.
mine.
Oh, okay. So that's the mine that's shut down is Kelvin's Klein.
No.
No.
Oh, different mine.
Yes.
Yeah,
The gym mine right outside of town is what shut down. Calvin Klein.
Calvin
some
Klein.
more-
Calvin Klein's in underwear.
I was just getting ready to type that. I was like, this is way too close.
I'm a Leonin, not a tiger. And my name's not Hobbs.
Oy vey. What the?
Kelvin's Karn is actually there's a dwarven settlement that's out that direction.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's why I thought it was that way, because the settlement different than
It's-
town.
I don't know if it's
Yeah.
actually called the Clan Battlehammer. I think it's called Clan Battlehammer.
But yeah.
Not
So-
all of them went to Grim.
Oh yeah, I was trying to bring up the map of there. Let me see. No, that's not the map I wanted.
So
Where is my map of the world?
So when I finish my set,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go sit at the bar and make conversation. Maybe release some rumors about strange, mysterious deaths happening in other cities, just to see if anything like that has happened here.
what? No encore.
That was the encore.
Good job.
No. No. The rhythm's a little off, but he'll learn. I think it's a
Yeah.
he.
I
I haven't checked or asked.
Yeah. They would either be heading to Kier Kong or Lonely Wood if they came out of Bryn Shander.
Well,
But they're
It's a-
here.
If they're still here. Like I said, they came in.
Oh,
yesterday
because
after-
they came in from Bryn Shander, they'd come here, then Kier Kong or Lonewood.
Yeah, just because they kind of just do loops around and takes them normally a fortnight to reach back to the next town.
you guys have any magic users around by chance in town? Like look at stuff and tell you what it is?
We only have about 600 people here.
Yeah, so I figured maybe one or two of them might be. No?
Where do you think?
Not
You're
that
at? Where do you think you're at? Waterdeep?
If
Just
anybody
ask.
had magical ability, I think they would get the hell out of town.
Or like take advantage of a whole bunch of people who don't really understand how it works and raise in the ranks. But yeah, okay.
Would you want to live in perpetual darkness and cold just because you take advantage? 'Cause
I mean,
can't you do that down south
It's
where
a
it's
good
warm?
It's a good place to like avoid people. So yeah, I probably would.
My next set
Why are
will
you
be
trying to avoid
Wanted,
people?
Dead or Alive.
But Dan, the barkeep looks at you. It's like, you're not bad, but your counterpart there, he was way off beat.
Yeah, he's new. He's trying to learn the ropes. I guess maybe I shouldn't have handed him the drum so soon in his attempts to help out. But he looked like he's having a good time, and I didn't really want to hurt his feelings by taking it away from him.
All right.
Like we said, brain
Kinda-
damage.
Eyeballs it like, what is that thing?
First,
Wow!
see,
Wow!
can't even speak. But if you have some steak or chicken, he's in.
We have some meat, yeah.
He starts saying hi to everybody.
What would that run to get him a plate of mutton or whatever you have?
No, that's okay. I got it. Don't. She doesn't need to worry about it.
Plate of your finest meat.
Me try to make peace. You nah. All right. Okay.
No, I heard a rumor about putting something in the food of the baby at one point in time. Maybe that's where my mind was set at, but I don't know.
Where'd you hear that? That doesn't sound like anything I said in game.
I'm still a little leery because I saw what you did in the cave, and it's still a little fresh. It's only been a couple hours.
I don't know what you're talking about. Cause fear. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, I only punched stuff. I didn't kill anything. Everyone else did.
I mean,
But for
I saw the baby begging the priest or whatever it is to save their life, and you just come around and blow his brains out. Yeah, that's still a little fresh in my mind.
All right. Just okay.
But no, you just bought what Priesty Boy was that Omi some food.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
Wampuses. I mean, he's now my responsibility. I mean, I have to take care of him, so I've got it covered. Don't worry. But I thank you for the offer, though. I really do.
okay.
Okay.
Well,
Is there something wrong with her, or is it just when she gets so much drink in her, she ends up being nice? Because she's not been nice this entire. And I'm asking Typhlo all this.
Are you asking
sorry.
quietly?
Well, it's a stage whisper.
I have no idea. I barely know her.
I just thought I'd ask because if I'm not, I mean, she. If so, maybe we need to keep her drunk the entire time we're out. No, don't think that'll work.
Doesn't hurt to try.
I mean,
You really shouldn't talk about her when she's listening.
Oh, I'd never say anything that I don't care anybody to hear. I mean,
yeah. No, it's good. It's better if people don't like me.
well, I mean, I like you and all, but you've kind of got this air about you that you don't want to be liked until you get a few drinks in you, I guess. Maybe. I mean, I could be mistaken, but it's kind of the way it seems. But then
I
again,
just
we've only
feel
known
like
each other.
nobody here is gonna cause me any trouble. So
Oh, if they do, yeah, we're gonna jump in and bust their heads. That's obvious.
I don't know how to take you.
Must we always fight?
He's a really big guy. So,
Not like
force?
Oh,
Just meant in general.
Oh.
Your words.
oh.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, he brings out a plate that has a full salmon sitting on it. That's plated with some palate underneath it. And he sets it in front of you, and that'll be 5 silver.
All right, I'll hand over 5. You know what? Let's see. What do I have? Where the hell is my gold?
I had soup. I didn't have salmon as an option.
They asked for the finest meat.
It's true. I did
Yeah,
ask.
you asked for the cheapest gruel.
You ordered the clam chowder. He ordered.
All right, so it's 5 silver. I will hand him a full gold.
Okay, like it. Can't get y'all anything else.
I'll have another one of them. I'll have another mug of your fine warm mead.
All right, this one will be on me. Kind of spits in the cup, wipes it out,
Mm.
goes to the barrel, and
I mean,
Your
it's
finest cleaning, too.
Yeah, I mean that's how. Ain't
That's
that
why it has that like tang to it. That's
well,
real.
yeah. But see, when I was growing up, my mother would always clean my face that way. She'd lick her thumb or something and get smudges off it.
Yeah. He's
So I mean,
not
it's
your
gotta be.
mama.
It's still the same scenario, right? Just saliva to clean
Sure.
stuff. Did your mom never do that to you, or your dad?
No.
They never like clean mud off your
Why
face?
not?
Hmm. Well, I'm
Well,
sorry.
I guess I could see why. I mean, obviously, you keep yourself awful
You all right there, Ronnie?
unclean.
Okay. All right. So he brings you over nice semi-warm mead to kind of help kick off the frost that's in the air.
A
Yeah.
little extra flavoring.
What
I
poison?
think you're a little hung up on things, but it's okay. I understand.
Yeah.
This must be the first tavern you've ever spent. I mean, the 3 shots of liquor you just drank a little bit ago. How do you think he cleaned those glasses?
Yeah, I didn't watch him do it though.
See,
Also,
that's the
whiskey's
worst part,
a little
is when you
stronger.
don't see what he does.
Nah, whiskey's a little stronger. It kills more things.
Yeah, alcohol's alcohol.
But think of it sort of like a Kohleweisen, if you ever had one of those in Germany. It's a little mixture of ale, but instead of Coke, it's kind of an apple cider.
Okay.
Ooh, I like those.
Yeah.
Like me, I like those.
Was it
Character doesn't.
there's an actual beer out. It's called Angry Orchard, I think. Is that it?
Mm,
Okay,
I've heard
something
of
like
it.
that. Then, yeah. I only drink Guinness and Killian, so I have no idea what it
And
would taste like.
whatever tea that is you're drinking.
Air quotes.
Yes.
I've tried it. I don't like beer. I like whiskey and tequila, apparently, which really isn't the best idea.
Not to get
Oh,
off on
it's
a
fine.
Not
Jaeger.
together. Yeah.
I also like Jaeger.
Yeah.
Oh,
boy.
Oh.
you are a glutton for punishment, huh?
Nah, it's the only thing I like.
No,
Um,
glutton for punishment is when you sit down with a bottle of Jose Cuervo and drink the whole thing.
And you throw up on
Sounds
stream.
awful.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
That was vodka, mind you, and that was like bottom shelf vodka because that's what I had at the time. So,
Mm-hmm.
and to be honest, I don't think I was really immersed in what I was doing at the time.
I mean, you're not the first person I've played with that's got so fucking drunk they don't remember it.
Oh, I remember all of it.
Glenn's done that before.
Yes, yes, he did. Yes, I do remember that. All right.
He likes his boxed
Okay.
wine.
Oh,
Let's
my parents
reel it
drink
back.
box wine.
So,
Last time I was at the liquor store, they had
did I get
House
any rumors or anything about any kind of strange deaths here by any chance?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was looking at.
any weird deaths here.
No, I mean,
Huh?
I mean, you're trying to be subtle for once. I'm not.
no. Well, yeah. Because I was literally like, talking about the weird deaths that were back at the other town and wondering if they heard anything like that here.
No,
Because somebody says,
nothing here.
"Oh, okay."
Well, that's good.
What kind of? I mean, we had old Tom Winters just freeze to death, which is kind of ironic thinking his last name, but yeah.
If he didn't have an ice dagger in his heart, then it's not strange.
Well, he had kind of ice all over him because he's out in the cold.
So exposure got him.
I'm assuming so. He's coming back from his hunting trip, and apparently he didn't hunker down for the night when the storm came through.
Mm.
Speaking of, how far out is the storm now?
It was a day when we left, so roughly a day when we left the middle with the
Yeah.
ingots.
Mm-hmm.
So like 20 hours, 18.
Give or take.
We should
Do any of y'all have keen mind to know exact time?
I'm doing this number.
Okay.
Keen mind. What's keen mind?
I mean, we have a druid that knows druidcraft, right? No, oh.
We can just ask them if they are getting off of work or getting ready for work.
It was like 9
Excuse me,
o'clock.
barkeep.
Yeah.
I'm a little off. We just got into town, and I think the guards out front said it was late. What time-ish is it supposed to be right now? Is this like the end of the day for you guys? The beginning of the day? I mean,
Well, it's kind of the beginning of the day for me.
Well, yeah. So that means it's the end of the day for.
Someone
Yeah.
else.
This crew had came in probably a couple hours ago.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So yeah. Yeah, I would say it's
Well, I'm gonna.
got what sunlight feels like. Well, the moon's not quite above us, so I'd say it's probably a 10ish.
Well, the moon goes in cycles, so it could be 10ish for like 4 days before it moves.
True.
It's not like the sun.
So I'm gonna grab the food and my ale. And
Could I figure out the time with a navigator's toolkit at all?
Yes.
Looking from the moon and the stars.
In the sky, I'll be the. Oh wait, my bad.
So
I was just curious if I could.
Yes, you
I'll,
can.
Better, worse. Sorry.
If you want to step out
Yeah.
and give me a survival check,
Okay. I will do that.
So I'll nod towards
unless you
the.
have the tools.
I'll nod towards the
Um,
table in the back corner and take my stuff over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Omi, can I borrow your navigator's tools real quick?
He's
Because
not. He's not
I
here.
gave.
Omi's
Omi-
outside.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
outside,
he's
and I
out.
went outside, and
Okay.
I
Oh.
gave him gold to buy those tools.
I mean-
That's why I gave him more
Can
gold.
you give me? Can you give me some gold so I know you'll give it back? You know, like a
I
rental.
mean, yeah. I mean, what do you need with it?
I'm just gonna use the tools real quick.
I mean, do you want me to look? I can look. I mean, I got it.
No, I'm fairly well versed with using these.
Hmm.
I mean, if you want to help me.
Hmm.
This is pretty accurate, actually.
Everything all right inside? Is it's awfully cold out here?
I think Lorena might need some more convincing about.
Well, somebody's got to watch the
God,
animals.
She's getting awful drunk, and she's really seeming like she needs some more listening.
Well, I guess when I'm done watching the animals, and I'm actually here to do the conversation with her, I'll take care of that and handle it. But yeah, is there something I could do for you?
Yeah, the navigator's tools that I lent you some money to get.
Yeah.
I borrow those real quick?
I have those. Let me check. I'm not gonna play
Okay.
that out too far. Go ahead. After
Okay.
about a little bit of him on, I'm sure he'll let you borrow them.
Yeah. I will.
Rod's gonna
Can he
cuss me later.
assist me?
I don't know. I have no access to his character sheet, so
Oh,
I mean, what is his? I can.
Can
look,
Omi assist me in looking it through the?
sure.
Okay. Oh fuck! I rolled garbage. 13 for
Yep, it's
survival for
nighttime.
navigator's tools.
Hold on. Is there something in particular we're trying to figure out? Because
Just the time, roughly.
really, it's nighttime.
Yeah.
I mean,
But with navigator's tools, get a closer idea.
oh, that's right. He doesn't have his in
It's-
roll 20.
Yeah, his is in roll 20, not.
I mean,
D&D
not D&D Beyond. I can't. Can I access it here then? Can I see it?
All right, cool. Here, thanks.
Hey, actually, I can see it here. So, let me check his spells. All right. Well, if you're trying to do that, then go ahead and take a guidance.
Oh, okay.
Because I know him and he likes using guidance. So
Yeah, 16.
Okay. You know it is 10, 11, and 42 seconds. 43 seconds. 44.
Here you go. And I'll go back inside.
So, Ronnie, what are you doing?
I was
Besides
watching
spinning.
for him. I'm just like walking around, so like I was just kind of listening and looking to see if there were anyone that was kind of watching us or.
Well, you do have several patrons watching you because you're weird looking.
Shut up! I'm well covered.
Well covered.
Well covered.
Are
Unless you like
all-
in my face, you're not going to tell. I mean, you could probably tell because clunk, clunk, clunk.
Yeah.
I have spurs on.
as you're scratching up the floor and all that?
Yeah. I'll make my way over to the table.
Okay.
It's like 10, 15.
10, 15, and 42 seconds.
So, do we want to go over to the east side and try and see if we can find them before they head out for Longwood or Kirkong?
I mean, I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
They also have the stables over there, so if we look in the stables when we put our animals up, we might see if their animals or cart or anything's in there.
All right.
Solid
So
plan.
Well, did you guys hear anything else by any chance while I was up there trying to sing for my dinner?
Yeah, there's a mine just outside of town that got shut down because of kobolds. We could talk to Speaker Mathis, who I
Well,
guess is in charge here, and see if there's a reward for that, or just, do good things or whatever.
Do we not have a job to do?
Yeah, we got a couple to finish.
Yeah, we still got to turn in the ingots. We're trying to find this killer.
Specific.
But I'm sure a mine full of kobolds at least got some baby kobolds in there you guys can slaughter.
Oh, then I'm in for free. I'm not really in for free. I'm being sarcastic. You cannot have my share. And I look at home.
I was actually kind of thinking you weren't being, for real. I mean, I'm not smart, but I'm not that stupid. Right?
Okay.
Plus, with this storm coming in, it'd probably be best to get back before.
Yeah. It takes several hours. If we could just get, oh shoot, we need some rest though, don't we?
I mean,
You need rest.
it would probably, that's true. Yeah, you don't sleep because reasons. I mean, I'm
Rest,
okay.
per se.
Sleeping
Not
would be
really.
good, but I'm okay.
I'm good to go for a little while longer.
Marcus, how long would you say
Yes.
that we're sitting at this table having this very slow going conversation?
probably good hour.
Can you say that I had that rock in my hand that I found, and I'm just kind of
Yeah.
holding on to it, seeing if I feel anything?
You do. You are tuned to it. You do still have that link, right?
Yeah, you gave it. I already have it in like what it was, but
Okay.
sweet.
All right.
Oh, you
Kinda
got a thing?
Get a little shiver, and you see me tuck something away.
Did we see you tuck something away?
Maybe not.
You know what? Let's see if we see her tuck something away or just see her shiver and make do something.
Well, that's a 16 on my end and 18 on
Oh.
Typhoid's.
Nope.
So you shiver and you do something. It's like, at the table?
It might be the whiskey.
Would you prefer getting a room to do that in or something? I mean, geez, right here at the table. I mean, I've heard about that play.
I'll have what she's having.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Well,
I heard about that play that somebody did where the two people are sitting at a dining room table and the girl makes all weird noises.
That
What was
kind
it?
of shiver.
What was it like? George met Sandy or something like that.
Something like that.
Well, someone saw something.
You have to say guidance before you do the roll, not after. That's some crap.
It can roll the die before or after making the ability check. Take it and like
But you
it.
have to touch the willing creature before.
I am the creature!
Ow!
Did you touch yourself before?
Always! I
roll?
touch myself.
Well,
Did you cast guidance before you made the roll?
Apparently, you made him decide to do so. Thought it was all right to do so at the table.
I'm just asking.
Are we all just going to sit here and touch ourselves at the table? And I'm the bard, and I'm not doing that.
Not in front of the
Just something
child.
that
I mean, yeah, I cover up Pompous' eyes.
I'd rather
Oh!
Child.
this one.
It
This
just
is not
looks like
gonna-
I'm playing with an
gonna
ingot.
go. I should know better.
Yes, you should.
I should know better.
I apologize for my.
You're hiding a stone, huh?
I wouldn't
Yes.
say anything. I keep it to myself.
All right, so do we want to clear? We want to turn these ingots back in first, right?
Well, I mean, we're here. If we can find Sefik anywhere around here, since you'd think that they'd be around here at least, then we can make our way back.
Well, there's only one other place to go, I guess, is where we plan on staying the night. We could check there, I suppose, see if they're there.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow morning, depending upon what happens, we can make a decision on whether or not to take the ingots back and then go take care of this mine problem. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I always use a little more coin. I did give a good portion of mine away to somebody to borrow, and I think if they, we get work, they could probably pay me back some of that gold.
I
But
don't know.
Yeah,
Last time
that'd
we
be
got paid,
nice.
he was very adamant about keeping his part of it without. I don't know.
what
Yep.
do you guys loan?
Oh, yeah.
Owe me money.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
Where do you think he got that fancy armor? Obviously wasn't cheap.
Yeah,
And I
he
figured
said
if
he
we
was
were all
a
going to
few.
be traveling together,
He said he was a few coins short of getting it, so I let him borrow some.
how many's a
Well-
few?
That's a very good question. Let's see.
He's got wrote down how much we all owe him.
Yeah, he
I know.
Yeah.
I'm going to his sheet to see exactly how much he says he owes me.
Oh, you'll see how much he owes us then.
Oh yeah.
He
I'm
owes
sorry.
me a lot.
Actually, I don't see it written in here right now, unless it's in the actual.
There
course
is
sheet.
no debt.
Yeah, there is. I see it. He actually has it listed.
Hmm.
Somebody keeps changing it.
Oh, sorry. I went on that to
Whoops.
see where he had it listed.
Yeah, it's underneath his actual items list, and it tells exactly
Mhm.
how much he owes each person.
Okay. That's it. All right. So, are y'all heading over to the east side?
Yep. We'll finish up our mead, finish up the food, and I guess listen to these guys bitch and complain about how cold it is outside.
Alrighty. All right. Well, as y'all come out of the Blue Clam, you start heading up. Oop, let's actually get to a. There we go. Y'all end up coming up this way and around this way to get to East Side Stables.
Yeah. What direction is the wind coming from?
The wind is coming from a northwest or
Excellent.
this direction here. So
So
that's
yeah,
northeast.
as we're walking around the outskirts of town with no building coverage whatsoever, I can listen to you guys complain about how cold it is.
Oh, we got some building cover and then all these trees.
Yeah, until we get to that point right there, and then you're gonna get. Oops.
We're not walking. We have our sleds, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm bundled under a sled. I'm not like under blankets under this in the sled. I'm not.
So, Typhlo come out and told me you need some more convincing. That you have this issue about not believing anything. I'm really telling you, you need to at least believe in something, because if you don't believe anything, like I said, you become part of the wall, and they stack your soul gets stacked on other souls, and then you're stuck with people that are faithless, and you get
avoid
smushed
dying.
together. And yeah, well, see, unfortunately, that's not an issue, especially in the line of work you've chose to do. So you have to believe in something, or what's that?
What do you know about my line of work?
You're traveling with us. We're doing things for money.
Well, that's why I have you here.
It's called adventuring.
Speaking of
Did you
adventuring,
say adventure?
who's in the lead
I did.
as your? All right, as you're walking down, about this way here, oops, yeah, that area there,
Mhm.
you happen to come, you see a red hooded figure kind of looking back towards the woods, running out towards your direction. And just as before it gets to you, it dissipates.
Hey there, little
Figure
Red
dissipates?
Riding Hood. You
This
sure are looking
red
good.
hooded
You're
figure running out
everything
of the
that a
woods.
big bad wolf could want.
Anyone else see that?
See what? What are you talking about?
And I'm gonna.
Rub my eyes. I guess, is he the only one that saw it, or?
He's the first to see it. If the rest of you want to give me a perception check, it's very low. I know a couple of folks were kind of.
I'm not going to do an active, so if my passive would have seen it with a 16, that's what
Yeah.
I'll go for.
When he
Yeah, you
said,
caught a little glimpse.
yeah, I have a 18 passive, so
Yeah, what, the something red fly across the road or something up there? I caught a glimpse of
Well-
something.
It didn't get to the road. It just kind of faded out in front of us.
Okay, you're saying you saw a ghost or something, right?
No, not really. Not a
Well-
ghost.
well-
It just seemed like something just poofed into nothingness.
Yeah, that's usually
Not
how people
sure
describe
what to call that.
ghosts. But let's see if I have anything that'll help out.
Could there be a role to try and recall some, I don't know, some rumors or myths about that type of thing?
or it could be the very person we're looking for.
Well, he was wearing dark clothing, not a red hood.
Yeah, but we don't know
Well,
what he.
did they disappear as in like right in front of you, or they disappear like ducked behind the wood, tree or a barrel or something?
Is it a ghost?
Did they
It was
pull?
a cloaked figure that
Dissipated.
just dissipated. Yeah.
Like I said, you're trying to say you saw a ghost.
Well, I was gonna say, did it dissipate like a spell, or
You know what? You're right. It probably it was probably just an image or something. Somebody's messing with you. Let's just,
yeah?
unless it really bothers you, then we can go check it out. Do you want to go check it out?
Well, I was just curious if anyone else saw that. I thought that was awful weird.
Well, I got a glimpse of it, whatever it was, but all I saw was red before, so I just thought it was something flying across the road there.
Mm.
But you say it looked like a person in a red cloak?
Just like a cloaked figure, not necessarily a person.
I mean, it might be worth checking out, I guess.
I mean, yeah, that's entirely up to you.
I assume you continue on towards the bar or the inn.
Well, do we want to check it out or go to the inn and whatnot first?
I mean, I'd say let's just go to the inn because
You know what? You maybe just tired is what the issue is. Maybe you just
Could be.
Maybe we've been on the road too long, and you're getting a little snowblind issue there, and
Yeah, that's fine. To the inn slash
Okay.
stables.
Alrighty. As you start coming around the corner, you see the stables there, and you see a wagon off to the side, all closed up, and walk around. And come towards the entrance, right there.
when we drop our own animals at the stable, is it like an open stable for anybody to use, or does it look like?
Yes, it's a open stable. You got a couple of stalls there with some horses, some Gladstein type horses.
Any open stalls for our wolves?
There's a couple.
When we go in to drop our wolves off, I would like to stealth and try to investigate the wagon that's there to see if it looks like a trade wagon.
Okay,
There we go.
go ahead. Give me a stealth roll.
I'm trying. It's just slow.
Okay.
Ugh. 15.
You think you're hidden?
hey, Lorena, where you going?
Did you
You
trip?
really gotta stop doing that.
What?
Are you all right? Looked like you almost tripped.
I mean, you're
No.
going.
That wasn't that bad. Come on now.
The
Under our passives.
yeah, it
I know.
is.
Oh, I
The
know. I
door's
know.
over this way.
Yeah, I want to go look and see if this wagon is.
Well, you
maybe...
might want to sneak if you're going to go do that. You don't
I
want to.
would. You know what?
Take-
You go
Hmm.
right ahead, and I just walk in the tavern.
Oh, I don't sneak. I'm too big for that.
I'm already in like the door.
I'll knock on the wagon, like wherever there's a door to enter it.
Nothing happens.
I don't think they're going to have any brown
Happens.
sugar
All right.
either.
And then I'll come inside behind him. Yeah, no, there wasn't anyone in the wagon. Shocking, I know.
I wasn't looking for people, but okay.
All right. As you head in, you see this woman here. She's sweeping up, and you hear her singing.
Good
Ahead of winter's wind, she came, the lovely woman with no name,
Please
draped in fur-lined cloak of red. To the icy lake she fled. The wind pursued her all the same, as sure as night she is dead. And about that time, she looked towards you. Oh, hi. Welcome to the East Side Inn. How can I help you?
It's a interesting song you got there.
iPhone?
Oh,
What's up?
it's...
I don't know if I've heard that tune
Do
before.
you hear that song?
Yeah, I heard her singing it.
Oh, it's
Okay.
just a old local song.
Old song, you say?
What's
Yeah,
it,
it's
what's
one
it-
that my grandparents said to me.
what's it about?
It's about 50, 60 years ago, a woman came into the east side, went on her way to Lonelywood because the woman was alone and frightened. My grandparents tried to console her. The women gave them a ring as payment for the hospitality. Not long afterward, a howling wind burst through the inn and tossed the woman about like a rag doll. The innkeepers, my grandparents, tried to interfere with the wind, trying to give her time to escape. The wind battered my grandparents to unconscious, but that was the last they ever saw of her. So they gave me this ring. She holds up a ring that's around her neck.
What's the ring look like?
You know, it's a circle.
It's a wooden band that has like a white fur line inside of it with a white shaped what is that? Some kind of marble or ivory type craftsmanship on top of it.
All right. That's very pretty.
Thank you.
Do you ever wear it
Yeah.
other than around your neck?
Oh, no, not really.
Let's see.
Hmm.
I don't have anything that can help me.
Does,
with it.
Do you guys get any trouble from these local ghosts ever?
Local ghosts. What are you
Ghost.
talking about?
Oh, it's just a song. It's not like a. It's not like a
Ghost
a
story?
story
When-
about, you know, an ongoing thing.
What did I didn't catch the description in your song? Did it describe what the woman looked like?
Dead woman in red.
Was
Yeah,
it
she was draped in a fur-lined cloak of red.
okay? I guess I missed that.
Strange.
Didn't you just say you saw a figure outside that was had a red cloak on?
Yeah, it seemed like it was running towards town though, instead of away from town. Like, I don't really know much about those types of songs.
Maybe it was running from something.
Yeah, I mean, it was coming.
Are you guys all right?
No, not
Yeah,
really.
yeah. Do you have any rooms open?
This is
I mean,
Uh,
especially. Wait, where's the tyke?
Wampus is on my shoulder.
Okay, because I saw it was outside. Especially that little guy. He's really got a lot of brain damage. He was dropped a lot as a kid, and now he's just kind of
What are you guys talking about? Wampus is fine.
We know he's fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure,
And how
yes.
would you know if he was dropped on his head as a younger?
I
age?
feel like
I mean, it's not like like his brother. He didn't get a bolt to the head.
No insight on you,
Bolt
is
to
there?
his
Stop.
head?
Let's.
What are you
Do
guys
you have it?
talking?
rooms.
have
Rooms.
rooms for
Do you have
the
rooms?
night.
Yes, we
Before
do
the
have
rooms,
room.
have you seen Torga Icebane in her caravan recently?
Thought we could secure rooms.
Actually, yeah, they're resting right now.
Oh, cool.
Why?
Well, maybe we hook up with
Um,
them in the morning to buy some stuff.
With them,
Eyes.
yeah, no.
Or knock on the door.
We are so on the same page.
Is their bodyguard with them? Sefik, dark-haired gentleman in dark clothing. I'm trying to recall all the stuff.
Yeah.
I saw a gentleman just matching that description. I'm not sure if he's in his room or he's out and about.
All right, I appreciate that. Do you know the room they're staying
Yeah, but
in?
could you point us to the room?
We'd like to talk to Torga herself.
I'm afraid I can't do that.
I
Yeah,
slide.
we
I
just
slide two
wanna-
gold.
We just want to
Just start
accost your
knocking on
patrons.
all the doors.
We just want to
If
start.
you're
I gotta go. I can't.
if y'all are gonna disturb my customers, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
Hey, is that a
No,
card
I-
game up there? I'm gonna go play some cards with these guys.
I'm not saying that I'm
Continue
going
to
to
dig
do
a
that. I
hole.
was just out in the open. If anyone wanted to partake in that option.
Oh
The
my.
moment that they said that they couldn't do that, I slide two gold. We just need to know where her room is. It is an urgent matter.
An urgent matter?
An urgent matter. We've traveled a long time to get here. You know,
It was a long way to go and a short time to get here.
We were eastbound and down.
And some of us are down, yes.
If you're eastbound, we're north of most of the 10 towns. Where are you coming from?
We did have to go east to get here, though.
Yeah, well, you know.
We were over at the Blue Cam.
Oh. So you're on the other side of town.
my compatriots are looking for blue waffles.
No, we are not, friend.
We might be able to do something like that.
Not blue cheese, like blueberry.
The,
I
Torga
can-
has a recipe, so what
Good,
we're
thank you.
Oh, boy.
looking
Trying to
for.
salvage this one, guys. Just let it be salvaged.
I mean, there's 2 gold on the table in front
Yeah,
of her.
they-
There are two,
They will pick it up gladly.
and
But
point me to the room.
No,
Okay.
but if they will be down in the morning, if you guys would like some rooms, these 2 gold will cover that. But if you start disturbing the rest of my customers, I'll have to ask you all to leave. And if you refuse to leave, I will have the town guards remove you.
By this time, Largar's already walked up towards the table. It looks like some people playing cards.
You got a guy and a waitress dropping off some food to him.
Oh, so they're not actually playing any cards.
No. Well, I just realized there are cards on that table.
Yeah.
The other 2, he's smiling, grinning as he's counting his coins. The other 2 empty chairs are folks that have wandered off for the night. He greets you. Well, hello there, mate. What can I do you for?
I saw the cards on the table. I thought maybe there was some poker going on.
Ah, there was some. These lads didn't know what they were doing.
Oh, well, what's
Okay to sit down and wager?
what's the game?
It's a little 21.
Well, yeah, I'm a little older than 21, but I mean, what's the game for the cards?
Well, have a seat. And he picks up the cards and starts shuffling them. And he hands out 2 cards to you, or hands 1 card face down to you and him, and then flips 1 card up to you and 1 card up to him. The object of this game is trying to get to 21.
That's all?
That is all. But if you go over 21, you lose.
Okay.
So if you can't get 21, you can hold, and I
What,
have
what
to get higher than you do.
what do you mean? I can hold. What am I holding?
All right.
So I walk over and I put my hand on Largo's shoulder and I'm like, I can help you with this. I've played this before.
I'm good with games. I probably pick it up. We can play a few hands if you want.
Do you mind if I join?
No,
I don't
go
care.
have a seat. Have a seat. He picks up the cards again. He shuffles.
21, eh?
21
It's a
indeed.
great game. What's the buy-in?
What's a buy-in?
How much you pay to play?
Oh,
Well,
you got to pay to play?
You can't win if you don't put it into the pot.
if you'd like.
Oh, this is that they call it betting, right? We
Yes.
play against each other and try to win each other's
What
money.
kind of taverns
This is
have you
called
been in?
Gambling, my friend.
Do I get the sense that he is an inexperienced bard?
You could probably roll an insight check if you'd like.
Yeah. Give an insight check. If you want to give deception there.
It's not good. It's not good.
Uh,
Oh.
You
Wow.
have a little bit of a feeling that he might not be completely honest with his naivety.
Okay. All right.
Well then.
If you would have rolled 13 as well, that would have been hilarious.
I would have died.
Well, then I'm glad you didn't roll a 13.
So I guess let's play. I mean, so how much do I need
We'll start off slow, and he'll toss in 2 copper.
Two copper.
Two copper.
What kind of gambling is this?
What is that?
I toss in 2 copper.
Is that low?
Well, your friend here says he's unsure about this game. It would be unethical of me just to take his money right away.
If
Okay,
you say so.
I'll put. I guess I'll put in 2 coppers, I suppose.
Alrighty,
Cheeky bastard.
everybody.
Nope.
So it's just 3 of y'all?
I'll
Please
put in
hold.
2 as well.
Oh, you're in as well?
Yep, I'm gonna put in 2. I just have to make sure I remove 2 copper
Nope. No.
and keep track.
Okay.
Now the question is, how do you want to play this?
I mean, it'd be difficult, but I have cards.
Well, I was thinking 2d10.
2d10. Okay.
Yeah, if y'all want to roll it to me. That way, your counterparts there won't be able to see what you got.
Well, do we want to roll? Well, no, because how many cards?
I will be right back while you're
10.
playing poker. 21.
Okay.
Sorry.
So it's what 13? There's 13 cards, right?
Right.
Per
But
suit?
they're either a 10 or a 1, basically. So that's why I
Yeah.
say 2d10. It's the value
So we
of the
can
card.
roll 2 jack through. I mean, there is an ace, which is a 1 or an 11.
Right. So
But-
if you roll a 1, that'll be the ace.
Okay. And we can choose to use the 1 as a 1 or an 11.
Correct.
Yeah, because I didn't know if you wanted to use a D12 instead of a D10. So I was asking.
Did that go through to just you?
Yes, it did.
All right, I made sure to just do that first. If
Okay.
you hover over the little dice on the side, you can click GM, and that'll just go to you. So
Wait a minute, or we could actually use cards.
Oh,
That's what I was trying to
Oh,
look at
there.
because there's cards in Roll20, but I don't know how.
okay.
okay. So
So
we
if I
could-
draw the card, do y'all see what it is?
you have 1 card, but we don't see what it is. Oh, all right, no, you have 1 card.
Yeah,
So
we
draw
don't see
2
it.
cards.
We can look at it, but we don't see it.
Draw 2 cards.
All right, I draw 2 cards.
Dan, if you want, take another card.
If we open them, will they show everyone or
I
just us?
I think it's just
Yeah.
us because I don't see yours.
Okay,
Alright,
yeah, okay.
so
I have 2
take
cards.
the way you play it's 1 down, 1 up, correct? If I remember
And
correctly.
then we put it on the.
So there's my.
So we see that you had a jack and a something else.
Right.
And Ronnie, you had a 5.
Yep.
Now, normally we don't show our cards.
Well, you have 1 down, 1 up. when you're
One
doing 21.
down, one
Oh,
face up.
okay.
One. Yeah.
But do we get to choose which one's down and which one's
The
up?
second one's
No,
always
so
down.
like the first one's dealt, and then the second one's up.
Oh, first one's dealt, second one's up. Okay. I'll put mine right there.
Oh, cool! I got the guy with a J. What guy with a J? What's the guy with a J?
that would be a jack.
That's
Oh,
the same
is
as
that
what I
good?
just put down.
Well, yours has got a K on it.
Yeah, so the J, Q, and Ks are all 10.
10 points.
Yeah, they're all 10
okay.
points. Whereas the rest of them are the number they show on the card.
Oh.
So your other card, now don't say it, is how many points is on the card unless it's an A. Then it's either 1 point or 11 points, and that's your choice. So if you have a number card in an ace, then it's either 1 plus the number or an 11 plus the number of your choosing. But if you have a J through K, JQK,
Which are
then
called
that's-
face cards.
yes, face cards, then it's
because they got
10
faces on them,
plus.
right?
That's correct.
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes.
I think I
I
might
don't
be-
need to keep explaining because you know what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
So
But
he'll
thank you
look
for playing
at
along.
yeah,
He'll look at Tobias. Would you like to start the bet?
Yeah, I'll throw another 2 copper in.
Okay. He'll follow suit as well.
So to continue playing, we have to put more money in.
Yes.
or you can fold and just you're gonna lose your 2 copper, but you're not gonna be putting more money in.
Oh, okay. I'll put 2 copper in.
Okay, I'll put 2
only
copper.
way I'm going to learn is to keep playing, right?
Of course.
Okay.
So I'll put 2 more in as well.
Now, he dealt, right?
Yes.
So the next one who needs to draw a card, if they wish to have a card, to be Curtis.
I will draw 1 card.
And then I will draw a card,
And then I'll draw a card.
and then you can draw one. Why do I not see my card? There it is.
I'm confused. Why is it? Do you see another 10 up there?
Why?
Yeah. I see a 10, a 5, a J, and a K.
Okay. For some reason, there's another 10
That's
on
right.
the table right here.
Oh, you're probably slow. That's right. The second card you get goes straight up, face up.
Yep.
Oh, cool. So, the way you put it, I've got a 19. You got to
Yeah.
do yours too, Marcus.
Yeah, I got the 10 out there.
Uh,
You
Oh.
see this?
So I don't
10?
see his.
Oh,
10.
so Ronnie, is yours the one on the far right?
Yeah.
So you have a 7 and a 5 out, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see the 7 until just now.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get the card to show up. because
So okay.
For some reason, there's a 10 on the table for me as well.
Well, I guess I shouldn't go any higher then if this is what I've got.
Well, you could get a 2 and get 21.
I don't know.
So
Well, it's not my turn to bet, right? I mean, if I want to.
No, it's we'll have your friend here start. So, Ronnie.
Yep. I will put 2 copper on the table.
Okay.
I'll do 2.
Does that all we do is just put 2 out?
Well, you could raise if you like. If you'd like to put in some more.
So if I want to, I can go more than what you guys are putting.
Right.
Okay. So 2 more copper will make it a 6. I'll just take the 4 coppers out and I'll just drop a gold. So that means I raised you. Is that right? Is that the right word? I thought I've heard that before.
Yes.
So I raised you 4.
Hey, damn.
Well, you raised us 96.
Oh,
Copper.
wait a minute. That's right. I was going by
Yeah,
silver.
you went from silver to gold, which is 100 copper.
Oops. Let's turn that to silver. As a player, I just jumped past that. My bad.
Okay.
Man, real life Dan is the one they like to see walk up to the table.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
No, real life Dan's face would probably portray the fact that he knows what the hell he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Just I've never.
He rolled high on his insight as well, so he knows what you're trying to do.
Oh well, damn.
But your passive insight, you know, he's also.
Oh well, then I would have quit with this fucking. I would have quit with this thing a long time ago. Then if I realized he caught on.
Yeah. With this
But
card,
he's-
I'm
Alright.
about to find if I bust or not.
Okay. So is everybody in for the silver? Everybody took back the copper and threw in the silver?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna hold.
All right. All right. So you're holding.
Yeah, I'll hold.
All right. Who else would like a card?
I'm good.
You're
Nope.
good? All righty. Well, he ends up flipping his over and he busted. So that's 18,
Oh,
21.
well played, my young friend.
Hmm.
Yeah, the jig is up. He already knew I was bullshitting him.
Yeah. But he was trying to play along.
All right, so that means we can get past all the formalities and actually just play some cards now.
Yeah. So do you guys want to continue? Play more rounds, cards, or
Do a round or two actual betting, I suppose. Lorena's getting the room secured for us, and I'm sure she could probably find out more information than us fellas can.
okay. While they're playing cards, what are you doing, Lorena?
Being muted.
All right, so they gave me.
You're still muted.
Tara,
Still
you're
muted.
muted, sister.
So you got all that? No.
Yep.
Yeah,
Every bit of
it.
bit of it.
So
Something
I'm going
about,
to secure rooms and have another drink and just keep my ears open to see if I can hear anybody talking about what rooms that our quarry may be in, or if I can process of elimination where other people are.
Well, you notice there are some stairs that go up into the second story,
Okay.
which I need to actually bring that second story map in.
Now, if you need to just take her to it, you can just drag her bar on the bottom of the screen to that map, and it'll only move her to that map.
Okay.
And to then bring it back, you'll have to drag her from that map back onto the player bar.
Well, we don't know if she's going up there yet.
I'm just
Well,
saying.
no, I
if-
would secure rooms first, find out where my room is, and how busy are you guys tonight, type of thing.
Not as busy anymore as we were earlier. The caravan called it an early night, so.
Yeah. So they didn't leave though yet, right? Because I have some trade to do. I was hoping to catch them.
Oh, no. They haven't left yet, no.
Well, that's good. I'm tired as well. It was a long journey to get here. Can I get 4 rooms? Do you have 4 rooms available?
We do. Are you looking for single, double occupancy, or we have a barrack site that has 5, 6 beds in them?
Um, what's the price difference in the barracks verse?
Well, the single bed private, if I can find the freaking map because I haven't put it in there yet. Uh, they come with their own little baths and stuff, so they're a little bit more expensive.
Hmm.
If you're going to share a room, we got the 2 queens that will run you. The single bath one will cost you copper. The double costs you about 5 silver, and the barracks normally runs about 2.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming they're gonna lose their purses up there. So let's do it'll be easy. Let's do the barracks for now. Is that on the same level as the other ones or is it separate?
Uh, well, this one will actually be on the 3rd floor, because currently the other one on the 2nd floor is occupied.
Okay. That's perfect. You said 2 silver?
Yes.
All right, I'll give well, for my drink as well. I don't know how much that would be.
Okay. And this is what I'm looking for. Which one am I looking for? Okay. So he'll take it. He'll give you the room key for the barracks on the 3rd floor. And I'll have to try to find that.
Yeah, no, I'll wait for them to finish their game. I won't go anywhere. I'll just keep an eye. If I see anybody coming down the stairs like they're gonna leave, I'm just gonna keep an eye out.
Okay.
So in the meantime, I toss another good berry to my little wampus friend.
Okay. So he'll shuffle up again.
Dan, does he gobble up and make a little scene when he feeds on the good berry again?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
he's beginning to like you as well. 'Cause, I don't know. That's more of a DM's discretion, but yeah. I'm
Yeah.
thinking our cameras just got messed up. But good thing we're not on camera.
Well, Tara, when she came back, it's like it flashed because it kicked her out of the game and brought her right back. So I don't know if her internet
Oh.
dropped and
Oh,
came
my
back.
internet has been acting funky pants.
All right.
So I
Well,
didn't
hold
notice
on.
that like her camera flashed and then she left the game and came back. But
So
I
didn't even
I
notice.
will switch
well,
up.
you
We're
weren't
good.
in.
Yeah, it's taken care of. It's good.
Yeah.
All right. So we want to play another hand.
Does the veteran card player of the area pay any
Mhm.
attention to the wampus feeding on the good berries?
Not too much now.
Okay.
Let's see.
So I assume that you're actually wanting to play for real stakes now.
That is up to you.
Got a lot of money.
All right. So how much do you have?
It's fine.
I mean,
Considering I've spent 0.
I've got some gold, not a lot, because some fucker owes me 215.
yes, all that. He owes me about 105. So
500?
105.
Oh,
We started with like 500.
right. No, that's why I was like, what? How?
Yeah, he borrowed all my money. I have nothing. No. So instead of starting off 2 copper, you want to start off with say 2 gold this time?
Sure. As he's shuffling,
You know, I'm more of a liar's dice guy myself. You two have fun.
Oh, you're out.
This is fine.
I've got like 6 gold.
I listen.
You could turn that
So
6 into 50
but-
real fast. This round right here could give you.
When I look over the tableau and like my friend, if you want to play, I am more than capable of spotting.
I'm okay. I'm all right.
Okay.
Play in, man. You can play in. At least, a few hands, or maybe the one hand, knows. You might be able to double your money on one hand.
Nah, I don't got the money to spare.
Okay. So he'll sit out. Why don't y'all give me a perception check?
Them, right?
Yes.
Uh, that sucked. Wait a minute, that did suck. Did that actually roll? Yeah, I rolled a 4. Well, Ronnie sees whatever it is, I guess.
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, wait. I got another perception that's to be made. Hold on.
Oh no! As he jumps up on the table.
The guy pulls a card out of his sleeve and it just goes nuts and like starts digging up his sleeve for shit.
Nah, no. Wampus doesn't see anything.
Well, Ronnie, you see as he's dealing, he kind of deals the bottom deck for him.
Mm-hmm. So I'll take my hood off and slide it down. I think you want to redeal that hand, my friend.
Oh. Dad drop a card or something?
You know what you do.
Can I hear this?
What's wrong?
I'm pretty far away.
He'll grab up the cards, kind of mumbles under his breath. All right. He will shuffle, and you don't see him try to be slick or anything like that. So if you want to go ahead.
That's better. He tried to swindle you, my little friend.
Well, that's just unsportsmanlike.
This is fine.
I'd hate to have to get Lorena over here to talk to you about this thing, because she does not like cheaters. Alright, so draw the first card. One down. This one will be up. Oh, look at that.
Woo!
There you go.
Do you do that in game or out of game?
What?
I hope it's in.
Kind of glad I walked away from there.
No, I'm stone faced the entire time.
Aren't you always?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm like,
His face has no emotion. He can't even show it if he wanted to. You just hear weird whine in his gearbox whenever he gets excited.
oh,
That's what it sounds like.
Okay.
Just a gear whining though.
So he'll look over to our Goliath friend here. You got opening bet?
Yeah. You know what? 2 gold. So it'll bring the pot up on my end to 4 gold.
All right. He'll slide his 2 in.
I will slide too.
All righty. Go ahead and draw if you want a card.
Drawing now. I think I might just stay put.
Okay. He will knock as well.
I mean, I will put a bet out there. You know what? It's be unsportsmanlike for me not to. Since I'm almost staying the game, I'll go ahead and boost it another. Let's just double it. We'll make it 4 more gold.
Okay. He'll slide his 4 gold out.
So each person should have put 8 gold in.
Yep. Tobias, you in for a total of 8?
I put 12.
confident are you?
You put 12?
A 12.
It's a little rich. You know what? I'll match it. We're having a fun game with each other.
Yeah.
So
He'll call.
grand total's 12. Device, do you need any more cards?
I do.
All right.
You
Thank
gonna
you.
put your 10 up there, or are you gonna just leave it down there on top of the deck?
Whose 10 is that?
That'd be his. That's his undercard. Because I don't know how to actually shuffle it to myself.
Oh, can't you just like draw it?
When I draw, it flips over on top.
Oh, that'd be a question for Rod, because he does it with the Torg cards. He can see what they are.
Yeah.
All right.
So now that you know what he has.
10 is not mine.
Oh,
No.
oh, now that I know what he has. All right, so. Ooh. That's
This is fine.
17 on the table. Do you want another card?
No, I'm good. I'll hold here.
All right.
Oh,
Well, what happened to all the.
I have no idea.
On my end, I'm the only one in roll 20.
I'm the only one in the game.
Same here.
Same here.
Same.
So roll 20
So-
might have crashed.
So what happens if I throw the card on the table? Do you see it?
I can't.
Mm,
Let's see.
no, I'm going to refresh on
Yep.
my end.
I refreshed, and I'm still the only one in my end. And it's gathering. It's loading,
I
so.
have. Oh, I was gonna say I could see
I see Typhlo.
Curtis. I could see.
And
oh,
Marcus
there you go.
now.
There
I
you
see
go.
Marcus. I think
Yeah,
roll
I see
20 might
Lorraine.
have crashed just a
Yep.
little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We're just making
So
it
when I flip my last card, it's a 2.
So you had a
That's a lot
17
of
on the
gold you
table.
just,
17 on the table.
All right. Well, I'm still loading in on my end.
Yeah, mine's still loading.
yeah, mine is 2.
Mine's loading in, but I see people down there.
Yeah.
I
same
see.
here.
Yeah, I see all 5 of us at the bottom.
Oh, there I am.
I just assumed it was my internet, so I'm glad to know it's not
No,
just
because
me.
it was just like all of a sudden it was like,
Yeah.
Thanos
Everyone's
snapped his
gone.
finger again.
It.
All right, there we go.
Yeah. I'm still.
All right, so there's my 17 on the table, and then my 2.
Okay. Here we are. All right. So you have 17 on the table. You said,
Mm-hmm.
and you're popping out a 2.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess I'll just lay this out there.
I don't see what Joe laid out.
Lay that thing out there. Slap that thing on there.
Yeah, I still have connection to the servers being interrupted issues.
Yep.
Okay. Well, it's a 7. So.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yep. There it goes.
Okay.
Boy.
So.
Well, since you
Here.
won the pot, so you go ahead and take that.
Okay. So that puts
And-
me up by 24 gold.
Right. Since there seems to be connection issues with Roll20, we'll stop here and take a break.
All right.
Okay.
So we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Hopefully, Roll20 would have caught up with us by then. So don't go
Yep.
too far. You know what? We may even play. We'll play the GUI commercial to begin with for our break.
Oh,
we
look
go.
at that.
So
There
we'll
we
see you in
go.
about 10 minutes. And we
Oof.
are back. So let's bring that map back up. So I've won 24 gold off the group, off the table.
Yes.
Indeed.
And he's not happy about it.
Well,
And he's looking through his pouch, realize y'all more card tricks than what he's used to playing with. He'll cinch it up. He's like, good game, but it's late and I need to rest up for work tomorrow.
appreciate
Back tomorrow
appreciate
night.
appreciate the game. You have a good night.
Yeah. And I expect y'all to be here tomorrow so I can win my money back. And
You can
Yeah.
try, my friend.
All
he
right.
heads up.
As he leaves,
Uh-huh.
let's see.
You pull cards out of your hand
Oh hell no!
or sleeve.
No. I will slide 12 gold across the table to Tobias.
No, you won fair and square, my friend. And I'll flick it back.
Okay.
All right.
Well played, my friend. Well played.
All right. Well, I'll put it in my pouch, and if you need anything, let me know. So where's my gold? Under equipment. There it is. So let me go ahead and add 12 to that. No, 24 to that.
24. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I need to bring those back out. Bring that back out. So it all disappear. I had to.
I am sub 400 of gold. Ah,
Oh, that's so terrible.
Well, I'm also up 3 silvers from that last game, so I'm up 24 gold, 3 silver for 2 hands of cards.
not a bad night of work.
There you go.
Not a bad idea. Lorena, is she anywhere nearby?
Yeah, she's at the bar.
Have you already paid for the rooms?
Yeah, I got us a barrack style room. It sounds like that's what the other troop was using. They're on different floors, but I was kind of hoping they would be stacked. So we'll see.
Okay. What kind of features come with the barracks / room?
You know, beds.
That's good.
You know.
If you want something different, they had other things available. I just figured it would be easier to set up, watches to
Nah.
hear if they've left.
No. Barracks is fine.
Good. Got you a bed.
How much
Bed.
was it?
It wasn't much.
That's still not giving me a price tag. Look, I'm not Omi now.
No, it's covered. It was only 2 silver. It wasn't.
Oh.
It wasn't anything.
Oh, okay. Well, I will flip you one of the silvers that I just won.
I mean, I'll take it, but it's not necessary.
Well, I mean, we got to work together, right? We're a team now. Even though, half of us are a murder hobo team, we're still a team.
I don't understand how me. Okay.
It's okay.
I didn't touch any of the children, just the adults.
I mean,
Our priest and the priest-to-be murdered the children.
This is where you put that. I didn't touch any of the kids, just the adults.
No. Hey. Sounds better in jail.
And then, of course, you follow that up with, the priest did.
Priest and priest-to-be.
oh no.
Fuck.
All right, so we'll go rest up.
Well, on our way up is the other barracks. He said we're on. She said we're on the 2nd floor, correct?
Right.
As we go up, I would like to try and stealth down the hallway and see if I can find that barracks room. And I'm going to ask you guys not to point out if you think I'm not doing a good job, because you might realize where I am, but they might not.
What?
All right.
What kind of building would you say?
Hey,
these
wait a
walls are
minute,
made
wait a
of?
minute. I'm sure if you ask real nicely, Omi might actually lay hands on you and give you a little guidance and maybe some tips on how to sneak.
But it'll come with a no.
If
Uh,
if you're that concerned, I may have another idea.
Well, I'm curious. Do we want to rest up for the night, or do we want to, just in case he's out to kill somebody, or do we want
That's
to try
why
and go find him?
I want to get a baseline of what's what, and I want to see if there's any windows where our rooms are, and I want to.
Oh, you wanted windows?
No, I'm just
Oh,
gonna say
God.
see if there are windows.
Are
I
these like
want-
stone walls, or are these like wooden walls, or?
They are stone walls.
Okay.
All right. As you come up to the second floor,
I was
which,
hoping I would see you.
if you want to put yourselves out, and I will just because the map that I had, I thought was a
I'm
third story
assuming we're coming right here. Right?
building.
These
Yeah.
are the stairs.
Right. It is a third story building, but the other floor is the cellar. So the other barracks are up here. But this room here is y'all's.
Oh, you said
Perfect.
the other barracks are up here.
Yeah,
Or are not.
they are.
Okay. They're over here, and we're here. Cool. I would like to.
Where's the door?
Right where.
where we are?
Where
Yeah.
Toby is.
Oh, okay. Toby was covering it.
None shall pass. No.
Yeah. This is an open hallway here. And as you come down here, you see doors to the right, doors to the left. So you think you are hidden. You don't really see anybody out in the halls.
I saw you, but that's okay.
You hear some snoring
It's okay. I can sing better than you. I just
coming down here.
tiptoe away.
I can't believe she said that.
I can.
So
All right. So we have snoring down here.
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna. Oh, because I can't see in the doors. I don't know which one the other barracks are. So I'm gonna start down here and listen to each door.
Typhlo, if you want to go ahead and get some rest, I'll sit up and wait
See
for them
how
to get
many people, like if I can tell if it's, a bunch of people snoring or like not a bunch of people in there type of thing.
Well, I was
Okay.
worried that
You
Sefik,
can-
if he's out and about, might be murdering the shit out of some dude right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to see if there's people in the rooms or not. And if there's not people, I mean, it's still fairly, it's not super late.
It's about this time after the card game stuff.
It was
It's
10:15 when we left the Blue Clam.
yeah. So you're looking at 11 going on midnight.
Eh. I mean, you want to go keep a watch downstairs, see if he comes down or out or in. That's cool, but I want to see if they're in the rooms
Well,
before we
I
go
don't.
out.
I don't
or
have
do-
spells enough to do any kind of scrying things that some
So-
people do, so I can't help with that part.
So I'm going to position myself in the hallway here on the
Okay.
wall,
That's
And-
where he's got a sentry.
and I'm going to sentry rest, so I can still
Okay.
see and hear.
Oh well.
Nice.
Okay. And as you guys come in this room, it's nothing special. It's about
Beds.
6 wooden benches type, maybe twin size, with a pillow and a burlap type blanket.
Omi would
Nice.
not have been okay with this, by the way.
I'll pull out my own blanket.
Yeah, I'll pull out my bedroll and lay
Yeah,
it
my own
out.
bedroll and my own blanket.
Okay.
You get what you paid for.
And this
I
room,
will rent Omi one of my blankets though.
I will also, before I lay down, like prestidigitate whatever's on this bed before I do,
Oh,
and then I will also once again prestidigitate. Make the covers and all that kind of that nice, fresh, cool feeling that you get when you flip your pillow over the middle of the night.
Oh yeah.
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 You might want to be careful there. She might try and kill Wampus when she comes back if you're asleep.
No, I don't think she'll do that.
We'll find out. Nah. Wake up in the middle of the night with a blood-soaked bed.
It must have been done by an ice knife and it melted.
Oh no.
But yeah, you have 6 little bench type beds. You got a piss pot down here.
Yeah,
There's a
Great.
reason why it's only 2 silver.
Mm-hmm.
fantastic.
I'm
Out
gonna
of this room,
prestidigitate that thing too. That stinks over there in that corner. So
yeah.
the room now smells like
Shader's
flowers.
This room here, it sounds like a freight train is coming through.
What's a freight train?
Like me.
Hang on. I think I have this.
No, we're good.
Where's that video of Randy sleeping the other night?
Do not do that.
I did.
Do not put that up here. Ronnie, don't you dare.
But you hear a voice in this room here.
Okay.
You can't quite make out the words, but the flow of it seems like someone's kind of singing in there.
Okay.
Thanks.
So you doing anything with those doors, or?
No. Well, no. Singing is fine. Not having a conversation. Snoring is sleeping. That's not what I want.
Okay.
Hear anything at this door?
No, you do not.
I'm just gonna move down the line.
Okay.
Wait. There's that one door.
I mean,
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Oh
the other barracks room. Is it an orgy? What's happening
So
in
it
there?
stops, there's that, and then continues.
Yeah, you hear a strange noise coming down
yeah.
from this
Beat it up,
hallway.
Daddy.
But that room, you don't hear anything in.
Can I peek in the? Is there a keyhole? I see.
Oh.
If there's light or anything.
You see a faint candlelight coming through. Do you have dark vision?
I do. I have true sight. Or devil sight or whatever it is.
Oh, devil
Oh.
sight. It's like
I
true
was like,
sight.
true sight. Wow.
Oh shit!
I have devil. Sorry, devil sight. I can see
Clearly now that the brain.
Okay.
different things. But
Okay. Well, as you peek through, give me another perception check.
okay. It's just slow rolling. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. You're looking. You see kind of a lump in this, but you can't really make out anything.
Okay. I will keep on moving then. Just go
Okay.
right across the way. One lump is
Um,
not a caravan.
Okay. You peeking through here?
Mhm.
Okay. As you're peeking through, you see someone standing here
Mhm.
that looks like they're doing something with the bed. You can't really make out what they're doing with the bed. But you see a woman with some long hair and kind of in a nightgown.
What color hair?
Blonde.
I move on.
Okay. All right. You hear nor see nothing in there.
Nothing because it's black or nothing because it's empty.
A little bit of both.
Okay.
No light, candlelight, and from your angle, you don't see anything on the opposite wall bed.
Okay. But it looks unoccupied.
Correct.
Okay.
It's safe to assume.
I know that this is our room, so I'm going to listen here.
All right. You hear some slight snoring and a guy. Let's see, does he hit? No. you hear a clang coming up against the wall, and Derek, shut the hell up! I'm trying to sleep. And he rolls back over. Oh man.
I continue to move.
Okay.
Oh no,
And
that has more than.
You hear nor see anything in this room nor this room. On your right.
But to the left?
All right. From what you can see, you got a lump there and a lump there.
And the last.
You see one person lying in bed. Can't tell really what they are.
Okay. I will make my way back into the room. I will tell first Tobias who is out there you awake?
Like, I can hear and see you.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. Hey. This is a weird place for you to just hang. I go in the door.
Okay.
Any luck?
Well, it's not too awful. There's a few empty rooms. There seems to be another room across the way with a number of people in it, but they sound like they're asleep. I couldn't see an exact number, unfortunately. There's a few other smaller rooms that are also occupied. I don't know if...
Does our current moon match what we know of the deaths in the past 2 weeks?
Say what? I'm sorry.
We had like...
We knew the time period when the deaths were occurring. It was like during a certain phase of the moon. So
We had a number of days before it was going to happen.
It was going to be within like 3 days.
Okay.
It was soon.
But he could be, like you said, scouting anyway.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. If he comes in, apparently Toby's keeping watch outside the door.
He wasn't responding when I was in front of him. I mean, I was waving and everything, and I got nothing.
Well, maybe he just was ignoring you, I guess. I don't know.
Well, it could be. You know, this piss pot looks pretty clean.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Thank you. Magic.
Oh. Well, cool. And I go to one of the beds, and since Toby has watch, I'm gonna get some rest. And I pull the really gross blankets right up and go to bed.
Okay.
Yeah, as soon as you grab it, I'm like,
I'm asleep within a minute, anywhere, anytime.
Well, I was going to offer to clean those
Like
four
6
right
whiskey.
quick, but I guess she doesn't. Do you want me to do yours?
No, I got my own blankets. I'm fine.
Okay. And then
I think so.
All right. So they are resting.
Okay. You just take and watch the entire time, or are you having someone else?
I am watching for at least 6 hours.
I only need
Okay.
4 hours to sleep, so.
Well,
You only need 4 hours.
about 2 hours into your watch, you see a hooded figure kind of stumbling up the stairs. Kind of nods to you. Are you sitting down or are you standing up?
I'm just I'm motionless up against the wall, like straight up sentry. Like I look like a statue almost.
Creepy Creeperton.
Yeah. He kind of bumps into you and, when the fuck did I get that thing? If you want to give me a perception check.
he just picked your pocket and you don't know it.
Okay. You see this humanoid. Can't really make up too many features because his eyes are barely open. But he goes stumbling down, takes a left down the
Okay.
hallway.
Okay.
And
What do you look like?
a white male with a hood on and a cloak to keep warm.
You're asleep. You don't know.
I slapped him on his butt as he went by.
Fair.
No.
He turns around. Who's there? What the hell?
I cannot slap in my emotions.
Okay.
I would.
Wow, you're a weird statue.
No, oh, no! Don't you do?
He grabs
You
part of your
rescued
cloak
me, man.
and just puts his hand on his wall and
Oh,
walks.
Oh, we can use that to scry with. No?
oh.
Not for a while.
I can't scry.
Mm.
I think it's what
Oh,
11th level.
Good.
I don't know.
oh,
Just
Other than that,
chunks all over.
oh no, because okay, nah,
It's
because
natural.
because the severe Ronnie would immediately whoop this dude's ass for chunking on him, but.
Steam just starts trickling out of this statue.
Yes, I'm motionless, but that shit is happening. Like you hear gears just start.
the vomit starts to boil a bit and steam off. And
Oh,
Hey, at least you're immune to disease.
yep.
but other than that, your night goes by without issue.
No
So
other,
y'all have
no
a
other
full
sounds.
rest.
I gotta hear any commotion.
Oh,
Just
I have-
snoring throughout the night and all that.
I have slept in better beds than this, but I guess it worked.
Oh, I slept well, actually.
Yeah, a little too well.
Immediately after I come out, I start walking down the hallway.
Okay.
I just kind of
Where
like
are you going?
I-
Where's
I just started to look to see if I can see like any trace of like,
Yeah.
where he like threw up
Was-
on the floor.
Oh.
Was he covered with puke?
Well, we don't see it. I mean, he's
You
already-
wouldn't see me
he's
yet,
already
but
left.
you will.
Oh,
I
I thought
will.
you said as soon as we come out.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I opened the door and step. I was like,
So before I go down the hallway and you come out
Guys?
the door,
do Warforges puke?
I don't know how they work.
Well, he was
Let me explain.
he
to
was
you.
standing right. Oh, you're back. Okay,
Yeah, I don't.
you're covered in
Some
puke.
human with a cloak decided that I am a weird statue and blew chunks on me.
And
Well, he's not far.
He chunked on me!
You're a bit of a weird statue. You
You
move.
guys say that I'm unhinged?
Chunked
wait a minute.
on
Unhinged, Warforged.
me.
I'm glad you got it.
I see
I
that,
like
but
it.
do you really want this stuff on you?
No.
Prestidigitation. There.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's kind of getting a little
Now.
crusty on the sides there. So
Smelled.
all right. Well, I'm gonna go get some breakfast. Heads downstairs.
Oh no, my internet.
So now then I
Oh,
will
no.
look and see if I see any trail of like where he threw up, if it like I could see what room he went into.
You see splatters kind of down the hall here a bit.
Wait,
and then it
wait.
kinda just
You're not gonna make him
fades.
do a survival check for tracking?
I'll let him have keen sense of smell on this because there are a couple spots.
He doesn't have
here
a
and there.
nose.
It's
Oh,
puke.
he is a druid, so
But with that roll, I will say he'll notice it after he steps in it.
Oh.
Nice. Nice.
Mm.
can I get some bacon and some eggs and maybe some
I just want to see which
potatoes?
room he came in.
Okay. Well,
And
there's
that's it. So like I know he came from this general direction down this way.
yeah,
So
he's
that's
in
fine.
one of these rooms.
That's
here.
fine. Okay. So I'll make my way downstairs with the rest of the group.
Oh,
I do make note of that. As if we come back,
So
I know where I'm posting up.
I make my eggs and bacon and all that, and I scrambled up these big chunks with the runny egg yolk all over the place.
Ew.
Would you like some salsa with that?
Oh.
Yeah, I'll take a little salsa.
Okay.
Cottage cheese on the side?
Why? No, my cheese all goes in. I just mix it all together.
Oh, sour cream's the way to go.
Oh, yeah. And a big glass of milk and a small glass of orange
No.
juice.
I'm gonna have some
Go
warm mead with it.
Oh, you know it goes good with orange juice.
Apple mead.
Mint.
Oh, yeah. I hear that's real good. Or just throw some lox on there.
Okay.
You know, this looks like something. I just can't put my finger on what it was.
I think
I
I
can.
saw your
I can.
Toby's
I can.
Looks
Like that.
like that, huh?
What'd you do? Step in somebody's breakfast?
Dinner.
Dinner.
Somebody's dinner.
liquid dinner.
All right.
I know where he's at though.
Yeah,
I'll
he's
be
somewhere
keeping it.
upstairs.
I'll keep an eye. Or two.
Why did you? Oh, never mind.
Okay.
Yeah, to each your
So come
own.
down.
No kink shame in here.
Who's all getting food? Breakfast.
Yeah, I need something like a
Okay.
sandwich or something.
I'll
So
plow through a ration upstairs before.
No, come downstairs.
Okay.
I'll buy you breakfast.
Plow through?
Yeah.
Like an apple pie?
A
No,
ration.
No.
One time in band camp.
okay.
Hmm.
So I assume everyone. So you come down, join the rest of the party.
Typho, you hungry?
Oh no, I'm good.
You
I'm
sure?
Good to go.
I'll buy it.
All right.
Homie,
I'm hungry now.
Homie comes up and goes, "Oh, you're buying? Yeah, I'll take 3 plates of."
Oh,
Yeah.
Give him the same thing I got.
All right. So
Cottage cheese plate.
basically, if you ever ate at Denny's, the Grand Slam sampler with some eggs, bacon, pancakes, biscuits, and gravy.
Yeah.
This has
That
been
sounds
brought to
good
you
right
by
now.
Waffle House. The All-Star Special.
No, that's where the guy came from last night.
That was Huddle House.
Oh.
Now, mind you, ladies and gentlemen, we do not condone or support either one of those. So, or I mean,
I like-
I don't know if the
I like Waffle House.
yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I like Huddle House too sometimes. Good. I've been to bad ones of both. So
It's fair. It's fair.
I actually worked at one that if you wanted to do the salad for the burger, you had to chase the lettuce down because it was being carried away.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a lot of it.
I never went to any of those sober, so
Great experience all around.
Hey,
Yeah.
one of the ones I worked at, there was a guy that showed up to breakfast that wasn't sober, singing a Michael Jackson song at the top of his lungs.
Oh.
Manager's like, "Sir, can you stop?"
Can you stop?
Don't stop.
okay. About 20 minutes into your meal, you hear a bunch of footsteps coming down the stairs. In front, you see.
That's that fucker wearing a hood. I'm whooping his ass right now.
How would you know? I mean,
Orga.
you couldn't identify him.
You can see him
see
here.
him.
Yeah, but you could see
Yeah.
what his face looked like.
Well, if I see that same damn hood,
If you see chunks down the side of the guy's shirt.
Yeah.
Five guys come down wearing the same exact hood.
I'll whoop all 5 dads.
I'm gonna
Well,
watch
first in front, you see a dwarf, female dwarf, come stumbling down, and behind her is an entourage of mixture of humans, some half orcs. They're all bundled up in some winter clothes, and they wave over to what did I say this guy's name was?
That guy.
No, not that.
Hmm.
Oh, it's over here.
I don't think we dealt with well, we only dealt with the barmaid. The
Yep.
lady.
Yeah. No, that's that guy. I know it has a freaking name for him. You got Marta, who was the girl you were talking to. Okay, it doesn't have her husband's name. Okay,
That guy.
yeah, he waves over to Doug, and I
Checks
say,
out.
"Give Marta our best. We'll be back later tonight before we head out tomorrow." And you see they
Do we
start moseying.
do we see anybody matches the description?
Of Sephic.
You do happen to see a well-built man in his 30s with olive complexion, dark hair pulled back in a ponytail.
Wearing a
He's
hood?
kind of standing. No, the hood's down.
Oh, okay.
He's standing right next to the dwarf, kind of like shadowing her.
Does he have chunks on his clothes?
No,
All right.
not that you can see. But if you'd like to give a perception check.
Touch myself.
Okay.
Oh, that's just sad.
I mean,
I don't need it, but
send it.
Okay.
How close are we to them?
24?
Well, I see one sitting over here by the fireplace.
Well,
I'm not on that
We're
map.
on the other map.
Yeah, we're on the
Yeah.
map.
We're still upstairs.
You don't see your tokens down here on this map?
What we're
I'm
not.
making my
not-
way
we're not on that map.
Move us.
downstairs.
You guys are the player thing.
Oh, yeah. I guess that would work.
It's a
Okay.
thing.
Yeah, I thought I moved y'all. Guess I
Hey,
Nope.
here we are.
did. So set up wherever y'all would like to.
I would have. I feel like we would have taken a table by the stairs, so we would be.
Okay.
I'm posted up like right beside the stairs.
But Tobias, you see him, and he has a lot of the same features as the guy who kind of puked on you.
Fucker. That's fine.
But
I make
so
note
you're-
of that. I make note.
Noted.
So they're all heading on out. They, like I said, they waved to Doug and told to give Marta their best.
I give like a little like whistle. I can't whistle for shit. Just toward the group and kind of give like a head nod.
Can't hear you, Curtis, because you didn't start
I
talking.
don't want to
first.
scream it into my mic,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
so I was
Yeah.
hoping it'd come through. If it doesn't, okay.
Nope.
Yeah.
Whistle noises.
Whistle.
Sephic kind of looks at you, Tobias, for a second. It's like, shakes his head and
Are you the one that puked on our buddy?
Oh.
Shouldn't we take him in if he's the guy we're looking for? Try diplomacy first.
Well,
Because,
I mean, now we're just gonna.
If he notices me, like if he acknowledges me, the only thing
That's the only reason why I said wait.
I just kind of mutter it. I'm like, strange statue indeed, motherfucker.
You're supposed
he
to be the
looks
nice
back
one.
and
apparently not.
because he's not all remembering what happened last night.
Yeah, that's
But you
fine.
kind of look familiar to him.
Yeah, he
Kinda.
about to be real familiar.
Oh my goodness.
So,
That's good.
shh. We want to do this here? You want to follow him somewhere? Or what do y'all want to do?
Well, I
Um,
think diplomacy might be the best idea, and I think
I want to check out the room.
you should
Why
lead.
don't we kind of talk to her and give her a heads up?
Mhm.
Or ask her where they're going to do their training. We don't know if she's sanctioning it.
From what you gathered, he is just her hired bodyguard.
I mean,
And-
yeah, but I don't know that. That's what
Top
we
of the
think.
morning to you, lass.
So we have, just because I missed the very first session, had we talked to her at all before?
We don't matter.
No, we
No,
were
okay, I
trying
didn't think
to
so. That's
catch
all I
up
wanted to make
to
sure.
them.
This is our first meeting.
Yeah.
Got you. Then yeah.
We just
Yeah.
caught up.
Then I would not be any kind of like making aggressive motions towards
Okay.
him at all.
Well, he just puked on you.
Yeah, but
Top of the morning to you, lass.
Top of the morning. If y'all are looking for some good deals, come on down to the marketplace. We're about to get set up.
Really, you ain't got no time for breakfast.
We ate. We got food in our rooms. So,
It is a shame.
well, time's money, and we all need to get paid.
So what are you setting up shop at today?
Down at the marketplace. Uh,
Down there by the
We
docks.
walked
You
through
showed us
it.
the area.
yeah.
We walked through it.
It's marked on the map. from
Hey,
the
like somewhere down
Hmm.
this way on the map.
Aye, we may make it a point to stop by there and check out to see what you got.
Oh, that sounds good. We should be ready to open up in by the time we get everything down there. Give us about an hour. We should be set up.
Aye, give us time to finish our lunch, our breakfast here.
All right, we'll see y'all then. And they all.
And by the way, since I was talking the way I was talking, I was trying to insinuate I was talking to her in dwarf.
Yeah,
So
that's fine. That's why I started talking to you like that.
No idea what you were talking about.
well, I just
Yeah.
I didn't specify it beforehand, but I figured if I
No,
you-
it's, yeah.
so
It's
she's
gibberish to me.
Does anybody understand dwarf? I actually turned around to the part. Does anybody understand dwarf? Dwarven?
Anyone understand me? And I'm talking in my native tongue,
What is your native tongue?
Leonin.
I understand Leonin.
Why? I'm looking at a war fortune. I'm like, why? In Leonin.
Why not?
What?
That's just it's just like, wait, what the fuck?
He's a protocol droid in the making.
Listen. Based on my backstory, you would understand that I speak giant and Leonin. And,
Okay.
I have been through some shit.
Speech.
Same.
I bust out a few sentences in primordial. What are we doing here? Why?
Oh, what the hell?
That's one I don't know. Sorry.
I don't know that either.
Yeah, I have no idea what you just said, and I'm back to common. That's it.
The fuck she said?
Two.
I said we should go check their rooms while they're gone.
Yes, you seem to be the more sneakier one of the group.
Am
I will
I?
tell you.
Am
Super
I?
sneaky.
Well, I mean, just because I know. Look, you were real good last night when you disappeared,
Oh.
but I could still kind of catch a glimpse of you. But I don't think any of the rest of them saw you.
I start walking up the stairs.
Okay,
Okay.
if she starts to disappear, I'll try and follow suit.
And
Hey,
I will
Uh,
stand
all right,
guard
see,
at the
like
bottom
that.
of the-
See, she just did it. She just did it. See, she's gone. I don't see her.
Okay.
Anyway, what I was gonna say before she decided to really go ahead and vanish on us is it'd be a good idea for her to sneakily do so because she's got the talents to do so. They're going to take about an hour to set up their shop down at the wharf area. We walked through there yesterday, so maybe after she gets done searching, we get done eating our hearty breakfast here, and I look at it and look up at the wharf forge and look down at my food and just kind of stir it some more.
I just noticed I got two of you, Lorena.
Why?
I don't know in the players list, so hopefully I grabbed the.
Oh no! Remember, we had an issue in the beginning, so
Ah, that's right.
Because
I'm gonna whisper into your ear. I can still see you, but I can follow you.
Okay.
I rolled a 24.
So as
y'all-
y'all walk by me, I'm just like,
Do-
amateurs.
Do you see him?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't see a roll for
Where's
that.
your
I don't
perception
see-
checks?
Hang on.
He's like, yeah,
Yeah,
amateurs.
yeah.
And he goes, Nope, I don't see shit. I'll just say it.
God, I'm hoping for a natural one right now.
Yeah.
Where the fuck it go? Here I do it.
Okay, so Tara, Kirk, do you see the upstairs map?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
Drag it from down here at the bottom where their name is,
Okay.
and just drag it up to the map that way. No,
Okay.
you rolled the same thing I did there, Tobias. You're not seeing anything.
Oh, I don't see shit.
Nope.
So I was. What the hell? Aren't we supposed to be discussing this stuff and the two of them just vanish?
I think maybe they were going to
How about now?
do.
Do we know no,
Maybe they're going.
because it's like we know exactly where the room is.
They're going to do things humans
Well, I mean-
do.
I mean, that's up to them.
Things humans do. A Leonin and an elf.
Yo,
I don't think that's a show anybody's gonna want to watch.
I think they call it scritching.
How about now?
script.
Oh God.
Okay.
And also, I'm ignoring that statement.
You're upstairs. You don't hear that statement.
Okay.
I mean, I rolled 24. Did I hear that statement before I got completely upstairs?
No,
I'm not.
I say it in.
Oh, you heard me say it because I'm not quiet. We've already we've already established that in this campaign. I'm not quiet.
So Kirk, do you want to bring yourself out?
Yes, I will. Gotta find my token right there.
Okay.
I was just putting myself next to her.
So anyway, I guess we'll just finish eating and let them go do whatever they're gonna do.
What's wrong about splitting the party?
Nothing's
I
wrong.
know.
All right.
So
I just
you know,
I just
figured I'd
wanna-
go with.
every other bite, I'm feeding Wampus as well.
I mean, I did
Okay.
tell him what I was doing. It's not like-
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Were you? He wasn't on duty last night, was he?
Mm-mm.
Sorry, I
No.
did. I thought I heard your name a moment ago. No, I didn't hear your name.
She said Doug.
Yeah, he said Doug. Did she say Doug too? I thought she just said till.
No,
Well,
yeah, she said goodbye to Doug.
Oh,
Yeah. So,
So
good morning, Doug. Tell
gotcha. So
whatever.
Doug, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Is there a good place in town to buy like children's clothes? It's
Yeah, down at the market. They sell a variety of things from clothes to hunting gear and stuff like
Okay.
that.
so it's a pretty well stocked market then. I mean, it's not like just.
Well, it all depends what they bring through.
Oh, that's right. The ones that just left, they're the ones that are handling that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
Is that your kid?
Yeah, kind of. He's a rescue.
Did you
Is
just
that your kid? Yeah, he's a rescue.
Kind
did you
of.
just yeah,
His kid is a rescue. Kind of.
I'm telling the truth. He's a rescue.
kind of?
He's an orphan.
Kind of. That's the kind
And-
of shit that gets us arrested.
and I'm,
You're not wrong.
yeah.
He's looking at him. What is he? It is a he, isn't it? Or
What is it?
I toss him another good berry.
You know, I've not bothered to. I'm not bothered to ask him. I didn't even bother to. I'm gonna assume it's a he, so I will go along with that line.
okay.
Well, I mean, you know, they may identify however they wish to, but yeah. You've never seen one of these before?
No.
Oh, okay.
What?
He's a baby Yeti.
You brought a Yeti to town?
No, I brought my
And this
baby
is why we get kicked
Yeti
out of
to
town.
town. His entire family was slaughtered, and I rescued him, and now I'm taking care of him. It's not like
He's not gonna bite anybody, is he?
only if you stick your hand in his mouth.
Good thing we're gone.
Keep an eye on him.
Oh, like I
I am not
haven't,
getting sued because I had a Yeti staying in this place.
like I haven't been keeping an eye on him since I brought him with me. He's fine. Look at him. He's not doing anything wrong. He's eating breakfast, and he's even using a fork. See?
As
Is
he
he though?
starts-
Actually, he is because I handed it to him. I showed him how to do it.
Is he eating the? Okay.
He's eating
all
the-
right.
Well, let's roll. See how well he can utilize the tools.
Okay. What do we want me to roll?
Dexterity.
Oh, he's kind of cute. I never saw the
Yeah.
picture of him. He's kind of cute. Dexterity?
Yep.
Well, did it roll?
Yes.
He's having a bit of an issue with it. He's
He's
holding it.
trying real hard.
He's holding
Wrong
the
hand.
fork.
Wrong hand.
No, what it is he just can't seem to get the food right, and he's stabbing straight down on the plate or something. It's a work in progress. I mean, this is only his first day using a fork.
Okay.
But at least he's stabbing the food and not people. Hey.
Just keep an eye on him.
Well, he'll be fine. All will be well.
I heard that once from old Tom Winter when we told him not to go out hunting.
Oh yeah, that's that guy that said they froze to death, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I heard something about that last night. Strange
Yeah.
that they said they just froze to death. That's,
Well, yeah, we're under a perpetual winter.
yeah, but you'd think a guy whose last name's Winter and has done a lot out, hunting and stuff like that would know how to survive through the winter, right?
You know, I never thought of that. Is ironic.
Oh well.
Don't you think?
A little too ironic.
Yeah, I really do think.
Oh
You know,
man.
It's like rain
Nope. It's like snow.
on a sunny
Let's
day.
just.
I would love
So,
to have a sunny
a
day.
free carriage ride when you've already paid for it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you do a little small talk. I assume she's wanting to do sneaky sneak. So is there anything else you'd like to talk to Doug about, or?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just general questions about the market. I want to go buy clothes for a little guy here. The dwarf, she's the one who runs the market thing, right?
Yeah, Torga.
Torga. Okay, I thought I'd. What the guy that was with her, the one that was like following her like I want to say a sick puppy, because he looked at our friend kind of weird. I was wondering who's he? Have you seen him with her often?
Oh yeah, he's new to the troop. She was needing some extra protection, so she hired a bodyguard. I think his name is Selic Septic. I don't know. When they fold up for the shop, he's on his own. Came in stumbling drunk last night. I don't know where he was.
Indeed, he did.
Yeah, I think he puked all over our friend over there.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what it sounds
It's
like.
fine.
Yeah. Did y'all clean it up, or is it still up there? Do I need to send Jared up there?
Actually, I kind of took care of it. I mean, I have little arcane abilities, and so I just used a little prestidigitation and cleaned it all up. It's all right.
Oh, okay. Appreciate that.
But so he's new. I mean, is this the first time you've seen him with her, or?
No, I think he joined the group probably about 6 months ago, maybe a little longer, but yeah, I'd say within a year or so.
But so I mean, what's your take on him? He seemed a little weird to me when he walked by.
He's not very sociable when he's on duty. He kind of, duty come first type deal. But as soon as he's off, he's kind of a wild card. But yeah, he seems decent enough for the most part.
Okay. Never caused you any trouble, I take it, every time they've been here, right?
No. They'd come in, Torgo would pay for the rooms. He would send her off. He sat down, played some cards sometimes, drank a bit.
Yeah, you mentioned that he came in drunk last night, so he
I'll
didn't
be
drink
right back.
here.
He started off here. Then he may have gone over to uh, the Blue Clam because that's the only other tavern. But he's met some folks throughout town. I don't know. He may be.
What? The reason I asked it, I mean, I know it sounds a little weird, but we were at the Blue Clam before we came here, and I didn't see him there. So I just thought there might be another establishment in town somewhere that a person could go and partake of the drinking vices.
No, not really. Not unless you're at someone's house. I did see him with a blonde when they were through here last time. What is her name? What was her name? Hey, Jay! He hollers out as, let me bring back the map. Oh, I'm on the map. But I'm not on your map. Guy comes out of the kitchen, comes around. It's like, yeah, what's up? It's like, that blonde, that Cephas Sigurd. Who? The one that's always with Dora. Oh, yeah. What was that blonde's name he was with? Oh, that was Sally. Yeah, that was Jenkinson's daughter. Oh, okay. Yeah. Please do write this down because I will ask for your notes later.
How do you want to spell that?
Jenkins.
Okay, just making sure there wasn't some special spelling.
No. Like I said, this whole part is improv, so I'm.
Mm-hmm. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
It was all planned. I know it was. You can tell me what you want.
Yes, I spent hours upon hours getting prepared for this.
Yeah, I do that myself sometimes, but
Yeah.
hours upon hours, coming up with 3 or 4 different ways to go for you guys to take the 5th way. So Jenkins, Jenkins. What? So who's Jenkins?
He's the dock master down at the, the docks.
Well, yeah. Dock master.
Yeah, they have a house just outside the dock district.
Yeah. She been around since the last time you saw them together?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She's been around.
Well, hopefully she's careful, because the way you make it sound, him being a wild card, upstanding young lady like that might want to be careful. I hate to see her get hurt by him. I've met a few scoundrels that, they don't treat the ladies quite that well,
Yeah, I understand that. As he looks over at you, believing that you're an upstanding gentleman.
Who, me?
That you are, yeah.
Oh, I'm always upstanding. I am always a gentleman, if nothing else.
But yeah, Jenkins' house is not far from the Blue Clam, so if he wasn't there, he may have been over there.
Okay. Has she come back yet? No, she has not.
No.
Well, let's see. Who made the breakfast this morning?
That'd be me. Jared speaks up.
Oh, well, I was just wanted to compliment the chef on such a fine meal.
Thank you. Apparently, you don't get out much.
No, I
You don't
do.
have.
That's kind of the problem. I get out a lot, and I've had a lot of nasty meals. This is actually pretty decent.
Well, I appreciate it. Our stocks are, with this winter, it's hard to get good meat and vegetables and stuff to grow. We got a lot of uh, spinach and cauliflower for veggies, and well, we get whatever kind of meat we can.
Okay. And as I'm jawing his ear off,
We will hop to the map. Unless Tobias, you got anything to add or say, or
well, Tobias is actually
Tobias ain't here.
AFK as
Oh,
well.
okay. Then we'll jump to the other map. Y'all come up the stairs, come around the corner. Y'all give me a perception check.
I will assist you in perceiving things if you so wish. Lorena,
Are you muted?
you're muted.
Sorry. I was like, who's he talking to? Yeah, that sure. Help me keep a lookout.
Got some. You got some fine information while he was away. So
Oh no.
Okay. You happen to be walking over. It's, okay. Typhoid. You changed the name, didn't you?
Yep. Make it easier on you. Just to make it easier on you.
Appreciate it. As you're watching her and looking around, you see, well, you don't see until you realize that she stepped over the puke that Tobias stepped in earlier, and now your foot's coming down on.
Oh no. Sorry.
well, I guess I missed a few spots. Maybe we should have had Jared go upstairs.
I think what happened is you clean up the puke from here this way. That's my guess.
Yeah.
I got it from where he was standing and went at him, and
Yeah,
that was
you
it.
didn't go and bother to clean up the
No,
hallway.
I did not.
Checks out. That checks out.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to
But go ahead.
check the door for two things. One, to see if I can hear if anybody was left in there, and two, I want to see if they trapped it.
Okay, which door?
I'm gonna start. I don't think that Porga slept with them, but since we're after, I want to check this first.
Okay. It doesn't seem trapped, and you don't hear anything inside.
Okay. All right. Can
Yeah.
Is it locked?
It is locked.
Is there anyone in the hallway that we can see?
Not that you can see currently.
Should I open it?
I think you should.
All right. I will try a sleight of hand check to see if I can unlock the door.
All right. Well, let's see if you can.
I don't know. I don't know how
It's-
hard it is.
Actually,
It's,
you trying to unlock the door?
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a thieves' tool, but I guess it's pretty much the same thing for you.
Yeah, I believe so. It's the same. I mean, I don't have a button for thieves' tools. I'm proficient in it. So
If you do, you have thieves' tools on your character sheet?
yeah.
Click it.
Just click it.
I did, and that came up with the add proficiencies.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay.
so
I'm not
14.
on roll 20s. I'm using D&D Beyond.
well, let's
Oh.
see.
We talked about
Okay.
that before. How I couldn't get it to import everything over.
That's fine.
You can add custom skills and name one of them thieves tools, but it'd basically just be the same as.
It's my sleight of hand since I'm proficient in both.
Yeah, that's fine. And this is an inn. It's not a bank, so it's unlocked.
Oh, this is telling you to add it. It's not letting you roll it. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Like push it slowly. Do I just want to push it just a little bit to see if it's actually empty.
from that little bit, and since the door opens kind of that way, you see this corner,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody standing in that corner.
Just a little bit more, just a teeny tiny bit more.
Okay, you see this all the way to this corner here. Still, no one standing in that corner.
If I move around to the other side, I can't like view in at an angle.
Okay, that you can. I'm just saying you're down there, and
Well, I mean, I couldn't even have picked the lot from back here. I thought, okay, all right,
just say it. From what you can tell, the room's empty.
okay. And I'm going to step inside, and if you're coming with me,
Still
Or
no
you gonna
traps in
stand-
there?
Hmm?
No traps in the room? I mean, the
I
door
haven't
wasn't,
checked
but
in the room yet, but I've checked the door, so I'm like barely in the room.
nothing in the doorway, though.
Mm-mm.
All right, I'll follow you in.
All right. And then I would like to make sure that there's no, I don't know, little silver threads around the room or anything like that.
Not in this room. But give me a deck save.
Okay.
Just like, yeah, go in the room.
Okay. You gingerly step in.
Okay.
Just fucking with you.
Yeah, I want to take a second to gently look through things. I don't want it to look like it's been rifled. I just want to see if I can see anything that is, out
Okay,
of.
so you're gonna take your time and all that.
I'm not gonna.
What do you have about
I
an
was
hour?
gonna say I'm gonna spend 5 to 10 minutes top in this room.
Okay.
I'll
Are
be
you
searching in there with her.
Okay.
And you can choose to have assistance, or I can roll myself. It's your call.
We can both roll. That way.
What's the roll?
Investigation.
You should probably take it.
Oh, okay. If you're not comfortable.
I mean, I'm about the normalest of normal peoples.
Yeah, I find nothing.
Wow.
Oh.
That
okay.
+5 really beats my 0 because I would have just rolled 1.
Well. Okay. You go through. You really don't find anything.
Yeah, there's nothing here.
Do you want to do a perception check before you leave?
I mean, I think I did a great job, so I don't think I would. I think I did a good job.
Okay.
I'll
But
roll a
my
perception
partner
before
in
we
crime
leave.
here.
This room kind of looks ransacked.
Looks like you may have ransacked this room just a smidgen bit.
Fine. Is there a cleanup roll?
I'll let you take a couple more minutes and kind of put back with. Do an insight check just to see if you kind of put things back to where they were.
Sure. 23.
Okay. You're pretty confident you put things back where they were.
I was also pretty confident that I checked the room well, so,
Yeah. Okay.
Peek out the hallway before we step out, and if it's empty, step out and relock the door.
Okay. As you do that, free assets. Where'd it go?
I don't know.
All right. You see a blonde come walking, turn and start heading down this hallway, carrying some books and stuff. Kind of singing to herself.
Not the barmaid, but just a blonde.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's holding books and stuff. Coming down to.
And she came out of this room?
She came down the hallway.
Oh, so I didn't see what room. Okay.
Is she the blonde you saw last night? I don't know about that, but you saw a blonde in a room, didn't you?
Yeah, doing
And you
something
said-
to a bed. That would have been this one.
That one would have been this one here.
Really? Oh, I thought it was this one that she was in the. Okay.
This is the one that was storing like a freight
Three.
train.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. I mean, yeah, but let's wait till she goes down, and I won't come out of the room until she's in the hallway,
Okay. She moves further down the hallway.
and then I'll
Uh,
step out and.
About a minute later, Dan, you see a blonde carrying some books come down the stairs, sit at the bar, order some food, and opens up and starts reading books. All right. You move to which room next?
Should we check any other rooms?
I mean, did you find anything?
Well, no, nothing in here. There was a room down there that had someone snoring, one that had someone singing, a woman doing a weird thing on a bed, and there were some empty rooms, and ones that had just like people sleeping in them. We're not going to have time to go through everything, so what do you want to do?
Which one do you think was Torgan?
I don't know. I don't know if Torga was alone. I don't know if Torga had the bodyguard with her, but
Well, from how many bodyguards came down with her?
He was
There
with
was
us.
a
Well,
couple half orcs
he
and
was there.
Sephic.
He was
You
there.
have
Because the room we just left had 4
Torga,
beds.
you had Sephric, and you had 6 other people with her.
Okay, so she probably had her own room.
mm-hmm.
So, which was the fanciest of rooms? Did it look
I
like?
didn't get that with my perception last night. I just saw if they were empty or not. I was not told which one was fancy.
Okay, which one had probably the only person in it then, besides the blonde?
There was only one. There were 2 rooms that had 1 bed in them. There's this one down here, and then there's this one up here.
Which one do you want to go look at?
Do we want to look for her? Or do we want to look for the bodyguard's bed?
I think we should probably look for hers. See if she has any
Alright.
notes or anything about the bodyguard.
All right, you want odds or evens?
Odds.
Odds we go up, evens we go down.
Okay.
Up it
We're
is.
going up.
It's the only non-meta way to look in that room that I could come up with.
Okay.
Yeah, I was fine with up or down.
Yeah.
So this one.
I'm gonna listen and see if I hear anything in there.
Not really. You don't hear anything.
Check for traps.
You give me another roll.
All right, just checking. Sometimes, It's 15.
Okay. You don't see any traps.
And if I look through the keyhole, do I see anybody in there?
You see flowing red hair kind of like draping off the bed as a body's turned away from you, sleeping.
Yeah, I don't think this is it.
Oh, if you see a body, then that's definitely not her.
Yeah.
Yep.
So-
Yep. Move along.
And as you can tell, there's a bathtub in the back, and this would be the
Is
fancy.
Geralt in the bathtub? Because I'm going in. If he is. No?
No.
All right. Well, never mind then.
You take it the woman was singing in the tub last night before going to bed.
All right. Then down here.
Okay.
Check out. Put the ear against this door and see if we hear anybody and look through the keyhole.
Give me a perception.
Do you think we should go check on them? They're taking some time.
16.
You don't hear anything. You're looking through. You don't see anything in there.
Oh, do I think it's trapped?
With a sleight of hand check, or do you want to roll for investigation to see if it's trapped?
Yeah, let's do that one. That one.
Okay.
Smack
As
bump.
you're looking around, looking on top, you don't really see nothing. Look around the sides, not really. At the bottom, you see this little kind of silverish glimmer along the bottom.
I think we should go back downstairs.
All right, that's fine with me. If you're
There's a
uncomfortable
magical
with your
trap on here, and I don't want to chance it going off in her head.
all right, that's fine.
So,
Yeah, well,
Blonde comes down with books, you say?
Mm-hmm.
What else about her? I mean, older woman, younger woman, kind of
Okay, how do I get them off of that
drag,
without deleting?
grab their, when you got it on the map,
Uh-huh.
um, just grab their icon and drag it over to where it says players bar. You know how you move the players bar back and forth? Just drag it and drop it on top of it.
Um, it's not letting me do that. Okay. We're back here.
So, I will, as I'm looking, is Tobias back with us? Yes, there he is. So, Tobias, you guys got to stand over there, man. Come over here and sit down.
Sure.
So,
Sitting.
Sally Jenkins. I say it kind of loud, see if I get any kind of response from the blonde at the bar.
She's just reading through her book.
Might we ask about around a little bit? I'm kind of concerned, I guess, for Miss Jenkins, especially if what's his face, Saketh or Stethik or whatever his blasted name is. Even I can't remember it.
Suffolk.
You're upstairs. Shut up.
I'm not. I said we came back down. But yeah,
It took you long enough. Did you find anything?
he was talking about Suffolk.
Yeah, Sethik is seeing a lass here in town named Sally. Her dad is the dock master named. I didn't catch his first name. I just caught Jenkins. So I don't know if that's his first name or his last name. I know I just used Sally Jenkins as a full name, but it wasn't actually specified.
Now, you want a last name?
Okay, so Jenkins was the first name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take a last name. That you need to program in the PC builder and NPC builder and give it to me.
Leroydian.
Yeah, spell that.
Leroydian. Leornardion.
Leor.
Nardion.
Oh, okay. So it's not like. Oh, okay. All right.
I just typed in random letters and that's what came up.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
No. That was your list off to the side. So we have that information that supposedly, that was him. Apparently, that came in last night and decided to deface our cohort here with his innards. The barkeep here seems to think he was partying or drinking at the Blue Clam. If not there, then he might have been partaking in beverages at the private residence of Miss Sally and or her family. What kind of books does the lady at the bar reading?
Give him perception.
There we go. That's pretty decent. 22.
Okay. You see, she's about 14 and reading quantum physics books.
That's a thing in this world.
Well, that guy is just doing a workout and he's sneezing. He's not snarling. She's got quantum physics. She's about to fuck some shit up. All right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know if anyone else would catch that reference.
Yeah,
But
I did the whole thing in my head.
Uh-huh.
Interesting choice of targets there.
she's sitting there reading some, what would be this day and age Twilight series type books.
Oh,
Okay.
I'll take my shirt off and walk around. No, just kidding.
No, that's 50 Shades of Grey. She left that book in her room.
She's how old?
At four?
No.
No.
She's
Hey.
Nope.
mid 20s.
Okay.
Okay, that's okay.
I was like, wait a minute. He said 14. And I was like, wait a minute. That's probably Yeah.
Cool, cool, cool.
What do you think she was doing in the bed? Remember the blonde that was.
Yeah, but we didn't see who. I only saw one person there. She was alone.
Yeah.
It's after 9, right?
It's
Oh, yeah.
a little
almost
bit.
11. So there was no
Okay.
twitch or notion whenever I said Sally out loud, is it?
No.
Okay.
No.
So I don't see any reason to approach her than the fact you said a blonde came and sat down at the bar,
Yeah.
which is usually a good enough reason for most bards. But
There.
So what y'all doing?
well, how long did it take for them to search upstairs?
It's probably been about 45 minutes, give or take.
So right about
Okay.
now, Torga should have the
Yeah.
shops all set up down there at the market, so it might be a good idea to go. I mean, if nothing else, we can go. Well, maybe we should leave Omi here, because
Well, someone should keep an eye on the animals.
yeah, so we should keep an eye on things. And
What about your little one?
Wampus will come with me. I mean, I got to fit him for clothes, right?
Right.
Clothes, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I got to give him a little cloak to put on so he covers, his little head up.
Sure, sure. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So y'all moseying on down to.
He does the whole force choke thing towards you, and nothing happens.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you gonna do, man?
So
Yeah, we're gonna walk towards the market. Can we walk along the same path we did last night so I can take a quick peek at those woods as we walk by?
The
Sure
red
can.
cloak.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure, I guess.
I just want to see something.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing how you take them off of that.
Take what off?
Though.
Oh, share your screen.
All right.
Hold on. Let me make sure I got screen sharing set up for you.
No.
Baby, come back.
Here you go. You should be able to now. And before you do, make sure I'm set right. Okay, so all right, you have her.
Yep.
Where are we at?
Oh. I'll bring up to this map.
Okay, so grab her. No, go back to the maps up there where we have us set up. So grab her.
Uh-huh.
Now drag up to the bar. Up. Over. Now go down to where it says player on the bar. Keep going down. Keep going down. Right there. See players? Drop it.
Oh, on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Map.
Okay.
Map.
Now I understand. Okay.
Nice.
All right, so
I'll stop share.
okay.
Okay. Now let me get back to y'all's map. Okay. You said players listing down at the bottom, like
Yeah, we have
looking at all
to-
the names
to
down
drag-
here.
Yeah, sorry. To drag to a separate map, you drag from the bottom, but then when you want to drag them back to be with the rest of the group, you got to drag them to that players bar.
Okay.
This would take so long.
Yeah, I don't know who chose this direction. Actually, we won't even have to go that far. We can just kick right down here.
Yeah.
Well, no, because
Bro.
she was coming in the song.
Right,
She was coming from the Lonely Wood.
I know, but what I'm saying is,
This is where we saw her at.
yeah,
I know,
Yeah,
but I
we
wanted
could
to walk
like.
along the path that she
Right.
followed.
So we
in the
could walk
song.
to here.
That defeats the whole purpose of me doing it.
Well, then you walk this lonely road by yourself.
All right,
I'm going shopping.
deuces.
Okay.
Look up those.
all right. So you're wanting to walk the road, thinking she walked that road.
Yes, I want to walk the road from the Lonely Wood to the thing to the east side.
Yeah. Well, the problem is from the Lonely Wood to the straight shot to the bay is straight down this road.
The Lonely Wood is up here.
That's to the Lonely Wood. If you want to go all the way out of the city to Lonely Wood, you can.
Right, but if she was walking the path, was she just like going into these woods?
She was
Is
coming.
this part of the Lonely Wood?
No.
No, the
The
Lonely Wood.
song
Right.
that she came from the Lonely Woods. What you saw was
Do we have that by any chance?
a figure here that ran towards y'all.
Right,
And-
but never mind. It's fine. Well, whatever. You guys want to cut? We'll cut. That's fine.
No, she's trying to.
No.
She's trying to do the song. Yeah, I understand what she's
Yeah,
doing.
I was trying to walk the path, and I was gonna. It's fine. It's fine. We'll just go. It's fine.
No, you're. What I was saying is what you saw.
I know.
Was,
I know what we saw.
Okay.
What I wanted to do was walk the path that she walked in the song.
Oh, okay.
So which path would that be as far as that's concerned, so we can walk it?
She would have came down here, cut. Wow, I hate that. Came over here. Well, basically,
Then go to the east side. Yeah.
Okay, so we might have seen her coming from the inn, trying to run away from whatever it was that was attacking her.
Yeah, but
Right.
it came out of the woods, it seemed like.
well, came out this direction
Okay, so it was running.
All right,
This way.
towards you.
all right. So that's
Yeah.
what we'll do is we'll follow that trail all the way down.
No, we don't have to. It's fine. We can do it at another time. If
follow
we
the
get down to the
path.
market early. That's fine too. I was
Well,
just
you got 15 more minutes, so that's up. That long route will give you the 15 minutes you'll need before they get set up.
So
okay.
We'll do that.
it's not a problem. But then again, we might want to try.
Follow the song.
We might want to try to check it out at night though, because it seemed to be when she
It's
appeared.
always night.
That's right, it is.
And if not then we should try it about the time that it did last time.
Yeah. I want to see if there's any
Mhm.
physical anything
Markings.
around where we saw, and keep an eye out for anything that looks like it might be a patch of dead earth or something that might give an indication of a curse being in the area. That's all.
Okay.
Not a problem.
Is
All
it?
right. As y'all walk along, give me perception checks.
Alrighty then. Perception. There we go.
Ooh. 23, 22, 13, 11.
Why did he roll that
Okay.
twice? I only rolled it once.
Well, you got the same number each time, so.
Oh, that's because I rolled a perception for the.
Yeah, that
book
was
and stuff
before.
earlier.
Yeah. Okay. Typhoid and Tobias, you're not really paying attention. You see folks. Going
I'm
about
focusing
their day.
on shopping.
Largo, Lorena, you see that it's kind of a regular morning night for it. Nothing odd. Maybe
Okay, so
a
there's
little.
no
Yeah.
patch where she disappeared that looks more dead. There's no piece of cloth or anything like that.
Not along this trail. You got to realize this happened 50 years ago.
Well, I know that. I'm just trying to see if she's taking corporeal form or not. That's all.
Or if it's
Oh.
causing some sort of discoloration
Yeah.
with the environment around it.
Yeah, if there was a tree that looked super dead and gnarly, I might think that would be a good place to investigate. That's all.
You
So-
see a little light just kind of like floating through the trees to the north of you.
See a little what? A little light?
A little tiny,
Yeah, like a little
Well-
will-o-wisp.
Hmm. I used to catch those.
smaller than a will-o-wisp.
Like a lightning bug? Am I seeing a lightning bug?
Similar, but it doesn't do the flash.
It's a fairy.
Like a speck of dust in the night, but it's a light.
It's a Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
Hmm. All right. Well,
Go
I'll
towards
take
the
note of where I see it and then continue on.
Alrighty. So y'all make your way. You get
Making our way downtown.
walking around. You get down there. You see in the center there, if you zoom in, is kind of a fountain that's basically just frozen over.
Mhm.
If it was summertime, it might look pretty. And then these little boxes here. Oh, let me get that around the sides of it. You see a little shop set up. Some have some mining equipment. There's some with some clothes. Some. Give me an insight check, everybody. That's pay attention to what these shops are.
24?
Okay. You kind of you see this little potion shop type setup of alchemy. That may be more of a what were they called back in the old west?
Snake salesman.
Yes.
Snake oil.
Snake oil.
Snake oil. There we go. Kind of a snake oil type deal. And you got some fresh vegetables and fruits and stuff from other areas, stuff like that. So, what would y'all like to go shopping for?
Well, I of course would like to try to find some halfway decent clothes for my little tyke here.
Okay. Anything particular?
Halfway decent, somewhat loose fitting,
Oh my God, put him in a jester
thin.
outfit.
Thin?
Thin,
Okay.
because he's already covered in fur. I don't want to continue to cover him in heavy clothing. Just thin travel clothing with a light travel cloak.
Okay. The thin part might be a little bit difficult because you are petrol winter and they're looking at you strange. Like,
Well,
you wanna
I
put
don't.
your
I'm
kid
saying
into-
I don't want furs and stuff on it because he's already got furs.
Okay.
So that's what I meant by thin. Just basic clothes.
Okay.
Because most people wear traveling clothes and then heavy furs on top of it. So
Okay. Yeah, that shouldn't be too hard to find. For you looking for boots, pants, shirt, and
yeah, boots and
cloak
pants.
type
Boots
deal?
and pants. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Okay, that would cost you about 15 silver.
15 silver. Copy that. Let's go. Where's my money? Hey, where's my money? There we go.
Anybody else looking to buy anything?
All right.
Can't afford it.
What do you need? You looking for something in particular?
No.
No, I mean I literally asked you this because my character did. Largo will look at you and said, "Do you need anything, man?
I gotta.
No, I got all the stuff I need.
You sure?"
I look for a jewelry type
Okay.
shops or
Uh,
I
that'd
spent all
be
my
this
money on stuff.
little one
that I
over
needed.
here.
Oh no, I have.
Uh,
I have enough. That's wrong. Wrong campaign.
you see a lot of bone type necklaces and
Hmm?
earrings and stuff like that. Because some of the metal here is hard to get to because it's basically frozen land. So
Right.
a lot of jewelry is made out of the ruminants of animals and stuff like that.
Yeah, one of the most prominent's was it knucklehead trout. They use
Yeah.
they make scrimshaw out of their bones.
Mm-hmm. And you might be lucky to find a ring.
Mm.
Ooh. Toe.
Now that's one of the backgrounds or secrets that none of y'all took.
Mhm.
Someone apparently had their finger bitten off, and they're looking for the ring from one of those fish.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. So
I just
yeah,
look through them and see if there's any that have like any kind of like insignias or.
That I was gonna say that ring wouldn't happen to I don't know match the description of the one we were just given.
I'll just peruse the wares.
What about
Okay.
armor and weaponry? Is any of that around?
Yeah, there is. It's more for like hunting purposes. You won't find like fancy plate or anything like that.
Mm,
You'll find some hides and furs, some
any kind of enchanted items by any chance whatsoever?
not that you can tell.
Okay.
I'm just going around perusing and looking.
Do we see Torga's stall?
You see the cart north of the fountain. She's sitting on there talking with Sephic.
I want to go up and their cart's set up though, right?
Yeah.
All right, I want to go up and just start to casually look and see if I can overhear what they're talking about.
All right.
Excuse me.
Hold on, Ronnie. I'm replying.
You're
to-
fine. Just when you get a minute.
Okay. 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 You see a few that has some like tribal markings on it, but nothing exactly what you're looking for.
I got you. Okay. I continue on.
Okay.
I will re-up my rations, by the way, so I'll take care of that as well.
Okay. There's some dried out meat, some salted, some cured ham, salted pork, stuff like that. As you're there, you see Wampus trying to pull large leg shank off the rack.
This is what I was
That's hanging
talking
off.
about. Not a good idea.
Are you hungry, little guy?
Mm,
All right. I'll pay for it.
You're paying for the whole leg.
Oh yeah, why not? How much is it?
That'll be about 15 gold.
For the whole leg? I guess it is kind of hard to find it.
It's literally a leg of an animal.
Oh, okay. So let me just go ahead and buy something a little smaller because I don't think he's going to eat a whole leg that big right at this size.
Yeah, it's not like a little turkey leg. It's like some large animal's leg. If you
Okay.
want to do.
Does anybody has anybody here stolen something like that, like a turkey leg kind of deal?
You do see it's the same shop. They got some turkey legs and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Some small.
I'll buy a couple of those.
Okay. And he's still trying to.
So, yeah. So how much are those?
Those run you about 7 silver a piece. So how many you buying?
I'll buy 4.
Okay.
So I'll take care of that.
Okay. You gonna hand him a leg before he rips this off
I'm gonna
the?
hand him one for each hand.
Like a
Okay.
little game of how quick can Wampus break the bank.
He
this
takes
is
it and
easy. I
starts
just keep feeding him
gnawing.
good berries.
But meat.
You don't need meat.
But meat.
That would be a no.
What was that?
To the question I was just asked.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay, my bad.
But me.
So yeah, I'll hand him one for each
The rump
hand.
roast.
And, yeah.
Okay. He'll let go of that leg and grab these and. Okay.
I'll put the other. I'll put the other two aside. So if he ends up getting hungry or still hungry after those two, I'll give them to him.
Yeah. Tara, what you're hearing from their conversation is that basically the quality of the wares that they've been getting from the towns hasn't been all that great. That this winter's kind of killing their business. That hopefully somehow, some way, this winter will pass, and
What's his reaction to that?
he's agreeing with her. He's hoping that this passes and stuff like that. They talk about their next stop is going to be up near Karen.
Your call?
Karen. Yes, thank you.
I'm sorry, there were two voices there. What was it?
Carrie Kong. Caerkonig. That's where they're heading next. But yeah.
All right. I'll take a look at whatever's on their cart, see what's there.
Okay. She looks down over it. She's like, see anything interesting? It's just basically furs and linens and stuff like that that's sitting back there. That was too kind of bulky or big to actually put in one of the shops.
Okay. You don't have anything else of a different caliber on your cart, do you?
What exactly are you asking for?
You don't have any magical items or anything hidden, stowed away, do you?
I wish. I mean, we could make some real good money off of that. But
No, I just figured in a smaller town, sometimes you don't put those out because people might get put off by the hefty price tags.
right. Fortunately, we may come across some in bigger cities. The
Mhm.
big, such as Bryn Shander, East. What's the name of those towns?
Brynshender, have you been to Brynshender lately?
Oh yeah, we came from there a few days ago.
Oh, so you've
yeah.
heard then.
Heard what?
Did you not hear there was a murder there?
No.
I would like to pay particular attention to how the other guy's reacting to the conversation.
Give me an insight.
Roll good. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Not bad. It's not bad.
I'm distracted. I can't look.
We came from there. Actually, we were on a job and got sidetracked and ended up here. We'll be heading back that way eventually, but
Okay. Yeah, no, I hadn't heard anything. You see, Cephik seems a little twitchy about it, but he's not really acting or responding to it. He's just keeping an eye out.
yeah,
Making sure.
it's weird. They found footprints there that looked like it was a petite woman. It was very odd.
Petite woman. Who
Yeah.
got killed, by the way?
I don't pay attention to all those details, but that detail seemed interesting to me. Does he seem to relax at all?
A little.
Yeah, it's very odd. It happened at night. It's not the only murder, but not in that town. It's weird. It's a weird situation.
Interesting. We'll have to make sure we have tight security then.
Yeah, there's
So you don't know who was killed?
well, it was. Yes, I do. Hold on, please, because
And you said there was a woman who did.
Well, I mean, Tara
she-
knows that that's wrong, but I'm just seeing what their reaction is.
Yeah. So did she kill her husband or something?
Dwarf bounty hunter.
So there's a dwarf glassblower that was killed in Bryn Shandir.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm looking
mine-
to see if I had his name written down, but I don't see it.
I don't think we
The
actually.
dwarf was Gillum
Yeah.
Broomhammers.
Yeah, I don't need notes. I have good teammates.
Because I remember we made you make that up on the ball.
Yes.
Yeah, and my notebook that's got that information is actually upstairs next to my other computer.
Yeah, I'm not
Okay.
gonna lie. I just wrote dwarf. So because we made him make up the name on the
Yeah.
ball. So
Yeah, I remember writing that down.
yeah, it evidently there have been a few other murders in other towns. It's very odd. Where did you say that you all traveled to?
Just transition right into that right there, yeah.
Well, we
Yeah.
traveled through all the 10 towns, but you said Gillen was killed? He was one of our good customers. He does excellent glass work.
Oh, yeah. I heard he was a glass blower. His son is terribly upset.
We'll have to stop by next time we're
Well,
in
the other
town.
2 bodies were also tradesmen, so
Hmm.
do you have what they
I
were?
do now.
Well, I mean,
Um,
I
Doing
like
the
I said,
talking.
There was a. When was the last time you were in East Haven?
Oh, East Haven. Suffolk, when do you think the last time we were there? He kind of tenses a bit. He's like, that was probably a month ago, maybe?
Truth or lie?
I will tell you as soon as I remember how long ago it was killed.
It was like every 2 weeks, so it'd be about a month and a half ish.
Yeah.
Well, Well, because Targos, month and a half, almost 2 months, because East Haven, then Targos, then Bryn Shandor. That's
can
6.
can I see if I notice her actually in conversation with him?
Yeah.
All right.
She's not hiding. She's over there.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
All right. Well, I would like to maybe. I know she's insight checking him, but I want to insight check Torga to see what her response is, if they're genuine on her end.
Okay. Give me a roll.
How about that?
Nice.
She's as shocked as.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So whatever he's doing, she does not have any actual clue of it.
Right.
That's the sense you're getting. Even if this is the guy who did it.
I wonder if I could talk to you privately about maybe a custom request to see if it's something.
Well, whatever you have to say to me, you can say in front of Suffolk. He's my bodyguard.
To be perfectly honest, I've only heard talk of your abilities. I've never heard of this Suffolk.
Well, and he's a bodyguard. He's not a tradesman or anything like that. I don't go
Hey.
anywhere without him.
The amount of coin I'm talking about passing over and the item I'm looking for, I would really prefer to talk to you alone. Or even just pulled aside a little bit. We don't have to go anywhere out of view.
Okay. She'll walk around to the kind of towards the back end of the shed a little bit more, maybe about 10 feet away, where he can still keep an eye on her, make sure you don't do anything shady.
So as she walks off with her, I'm going to try and approach and like, can I look at some of these furs and just if I can distract them at all?
Give me a persuasion check.
Pretty sweet.
A touch must go.
I mean,
No.
oh, okay.
I mean, that might be distracting.
Ah.
He's not really paying attention to you.
Mother for cracker.
6.
He's
I
not
tried.
really paying attention.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. And I kind of keep my hand in front of my mouth
Mhm.
while I'm talking, and I make sure that I can see him.
Okay.
How well do you know your new man, Suffolk?
I would have told you that he's like 6 months new.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Does-
no, I knew that. That's why I said new man.
Well, I'm just saying I did pass that information on to you guys.
Yeah,
Uh,
I actually had that he was new written down, so you did at some point.
well enough to hire him to basically say, keep my wife
How
safe.
Um,
close of an eye do you keep on them in town?
I keep an eye while we're doing business, but after hours is their own business.
doggone, I don't have that spell.
There's a chance. I have to admit I lied before. The footprints that were found by the body were male, and there was a hair that was found as well. It was long
Okay.
black hair, and
So, what are you
there's
trying to say?
concern that it might be your new man Suffolk. And this is not just concern from me. There's others out looking for him, from what I understand.
Okay.
He's
And
dangerous.
your proof is a footprint of a male
My
and
proof
a
is a
black
certain
hair.
set of footprint of a certain size and a long black hair. And hold on, what's in my notes here? Damn it.
Yeah. So Curtis, you go ahead and send those over to her right quick.
No, maybe.
She was telling us about murders and a suspect named Sefik, hired by the Tord Company. She offers.
Might want to
Uh,
mention the other two victims and see if she knows them.
yeah, I'm looking real quick at
The
something.
halfling trapper in East Haven and the human shipbuilder in Targos.
Dwarf bounty
She's got
hunter.
those.
Yeah, I have those. She's been tracking them. Okay, so you've been tracked for the last 3 new moons, and nobody thinks it's you, but they do think it's Sefik. And otherwise, I would not know his
What
last name.
proof?
Paltrow.
Okay.
Do you know the halfling trapper in East Haven?
There's several.
Well, since the DM, we didn't like force you to give us a name for that one.
It's all right. Well, there was a trapper in East Haven that was murdered, and a human shipbuilder in Targos, and now the dwarven glassblower. And it seems like they were all meeting after hours. I don't know if he's trying to undercut you and it's going wrong. I don't know if it's part of a ritual, but look, if you don't believe me, at least keep an eye. Keep an eye on him.
He has saved me several times on this trip,
I
and you're
have no
coming at
doubt
me
that he's
with
saving you.
a boot print and a black hair. You think he's the only male in this region that has black hair and that size of a foot?
I think that there's probably other information about him that we weren't privy to.
Look, I will give you he is a scoundrel when it comes to the women or poker or things like that. He may have just pissed off the wrong person. They're trying to set him up. Who gave you his name?
It was a dwarf, a female, a bounty hunter. I have the name in here somewhere. Female at the tavern. Yeah, of course. I don't have her damn name. Don't just send me that. I had Trollbane. I didn't have her first name. It's Trollblade is what I had written down, not Trollbane.
Rollbane?
I
You
had
took the
Trollblade.
word
She had Trollbane.
Trollbane?
There's been a whole string of murders that have been occurring.
Can I see?
Look.
Can I see her floundering over there?
Yeah, please. Look, don't have to believe me, fine. But just keep an eye out. And if nothing happens of it, then fine. I was wrong. But if I was right, then you'll know.
Where did you meet? Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, pardon me, lass. I remember you from the tavern this morning.
Ah, yes. What can I do, sir?
I see that you're having a conversation with a friend of mine, and it looked like it wasn't going quite the right way. I understand your concern that there is word out, and we're just trying to warn you. It may not be true, it may be true, but if it is, it's better to be forewarned than not warned at all, if you know what I mean.
Well, little background history here. Where did you meet this Trollbane, Helen?
I believe Lorena's put in Northlook.
In the Northlook Tavern.
Yeah, the Northlook Tavern over in Brinshire. Shander. Prince Shander. Whatever the damn name of that town is.
Probably because she doesn't have any money to leave town.
Well, that's neither here nor there. I mean, if I
So
give you the warning at least. I mean, we're not going to apprehend the man now. If we were going to do that, we would have done it before.
So
I don't
the
believe
woman
in
who
first.
lost her money to my guard in a game of poker is the one that told you that he's going around killing people.
Are they talking in Dwarven still?
Probably.
Yes.
Trollbane was the last's name, right? Trollbane. And you say
Yes.
she lost her money to your man there.
Yes.
Ah, so lass, that might be why she's looking for him. But there is this troubling detail with the deaths happening, and it seems to be happening as you leave in the city. So it does look a little mischievous on you or your crew. Whether it's him or not, it's a different story. At least we can give you the fair warning. That way, you don't end up
Well-
becoming a victim yourself. They're all tradespeople that are being killed. I can't recall the names of the first two, but I mean the glassblower, blah 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 blah.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it, but he has saved me several times. If he wanted to kill me off, he would have yet let the Yetis do it, or the wolves, or the owlbears that we've came across.
Aye, bleeding owlbears. They're just a fucking. Anyway, I understand that. That's maybe you're his meal ticket. You're paying his way. You're helping him do his thing. But it would be remiss of me not to pass it on to to an honourable lass as yourself. That just keep your wits about you.
I will
Also,
keep that in mind.
like I said, it may not be him at all, but at least keep your wits about you, because there is somebody out there that's stalking the tradesfolks as it is, and I'd hate to see you become on the wrong side of the sword while your friends out gallivanting and drinking and lading it up.
What they do after hours is on them.
I know, but I'm talking about your own safety, lass. If he's out gallivanting and somebody is actually killing tradesfolk, I don't want you to be the next victim. Whether it's him or not, it's a different. It doesn't really matter, none to me.
Well, I appreciate letting me know that there are tradesmen that are being killed off. Has there been any in any other towns?
There's
Listed all three.
Yeah, the 3 towns that she was listed in. Last one happened just before you left the night.
So
you
the
left.
3 metropolis areas.
Aye.
So I think I'm pretty safe in this small little village.
Well, there's no guarantees. It's happening on the same nights of each month, the same moon, as it were. There's a few more days before that moon hits, so please, watch your back.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready to write her off and let her, whatever.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. Is there anything else?
No, lass, like I said, just concerned for your safety.
Okay.
Oh, and if you're ever, near Mithra Hall's way, do you ever go that way by any chance?
To where?
Mithra Hall, or Gontlegrim. I don't know how far you travel with your wares.
Is that one of the 10 towns?
Nope, it's not.
Oh, I haven't been out that way in quite some time.
Hmm.
The only trade caravan that helps resupply the 10 towns.
I take
So-
it you do some business. Actually, you do any business, and I'll name the dwarves that asked us to pick up the stuff from Kelvin's Cairn.
I have done some business with them. Got some ore and stuff from before. Why do you ask?
It's just a side job we've got going for them. We had to pick up some stuff. Apparently, they got attacked by them Yetis you mentioned.
Oh, really?
At least
Any
it's-
of them hurt?
I believe once we went to investigate the cave, we did find one that was injured and had perished. Did we give him a proper burial? I believe we did.
I think he's still in the back of your.
The guy you brought it.
He's
like, from
wrapped
what I
up.
remember-
On a cart.
Yeah, we do. We have him wrapped up. We've got his remains to deliver to his friends so they can give him a proper send off. Proper dwarven send off, as it were.
Yes. Get him back to Valhalla. He will be missed. But he will be drinking amongst the gods.
Aye, lass. Thank you for your time. And,
All right.
I'll escort my friend away.
Don't touch me.
Well, actually, I don't. I literally put my hand out to the side and just that whole force field kind of.
Okay.
Creepy too.
So, I don't know.
Y'all go.
I don't know how much you caught from all that. I don't. You don't speak Dwarven.
I
do
don't
you?
speak Dwarven. Yeah.
I'm sorry. It seemed more comfortable for her. You know, you kind of get friendly. You speak the language that they're speaking. Anyway, apparently this, the bounty hunter that asked us to look for him, lost a big chunk of money from him in cards.
Were you able to tell if she was lying or not?
Well, I've been kind of trying to insight her ever since you started talking to her, and she seemed pretty upfront. Shall I roll an insight check to verify that she was telling me the truth from that conversation?
No, she was telling you the truth of everything.
There you go.
Well,
The gods have spoken, lass.
that's interesting. Don't talk to me in Dwarven. Uh, that's interesting, considering that our Dwarven friend did not want us to get the law involved.
Probably because she lost the money and wanted to find a way to get it back. I mean, I've dealt with, card sharks and the likes before. She got swindled and she's pissed.
Yeah, but asking to capture someone and frame a murder on them's a bit much.
I don't know. I've met some crazy women in my time.
I've done some crazy work in my time. It seems a little extreme.
What is the most extreme you've ever done? To a
Nope.
to a guy that's wronged you. What is the most extreme thing you've ever done?
To a guy that's wronged me?
Yeah.
I don't let men wrong me.
Well, it can happen. I'm sure it has at least once, or you wouldn't have said that.
No, I just a person in general. But no, I unfortunately am usually the one doing the wrong. So
you've never had a fellow or a lass, as it were. I'm sorry, speaking to her entirely too long. You've never had a fellow or a gal do you wrong, break your heart and run off.
I've
with
only
somebody
given my
else?
heart once, and it wasn't broken.
Okay.
By
How
her.
about anybody steal from you or ruin your name or anything along those lines?
Nothing this extreme. Nothing like that would make me pin a murder on somebody else.
I've
What is this heart you speak of?
Well, obviously, I don't have it anymore.
Yeah, well, maybe you're a little more hands-on than this chick. This lass is.
Mm.
You would probably carve the heart out yourself, whereas she's trying to hire a bunch of, adventurers to go do it for her.
Right. No, I get that. What I'm saying is there must
Yeah,
be
yeah.
some-
Here's another
We
leg.
looked at the murder scene.
Well, we
Y'all
still
continue
need,
talking. I'll be right back.
yeah, we still
We
need to.
saw the footprints. We saw, we heard the evidence about the hair
Yeah, the
and
evidence
glass
is kind of.
dagger, or ice dagger.
Yeah, the evidence is still kind of weak.
So, what are y'all finding out?
Well, we found out that
Nothing.
We've
she's
we
defending his honor. He's kept her alive all this time.
I still
And-
have a very uneasy feeling about this fellow.
Did he seem fidgety at all?
Yeah, he seemed, when I mentioned at first that there was a murder, he seemed a little uneasy about the line of talk. And he kind of, it wasn't a big adjustment, but I did initially tell them that female small footprints were found as opposed to his footprints there. And he relaxed the teeniest bit. I don't know.
Okay, so you're saying, pretty much your gut feeling is it maybe has something to do with it?
Yeah, I don't know if maybe something's following him versus him actually doing it. I don't know, but there's something there.
Well, we already know that old boy likes to party.
Yeah, well.
Why don't we find him after he's off work, so be it, and confront him about it?
Well, I mean, we have a means to do so. We have a friend who's a little pissed off he got puked on, so.
He threw up on me. He choked on me! And I
Oh,
said,
you
I
could
made
challenge
that.
him to a drinking contest.
I mean,
I would fail
Warforged.
so hard, y'all.
no,
Warforged.
we'd have Tobias do the drinking.
Mm-hmm.
He can't get
Yeah.
drunk.
Can I play anyway? I mean, I'll leave.
Well,
Well,
we can always try
I
to
would
buddy up
sponsor
to
you.
him, and we'll have to be kind of sly about it because he knows what she would have said to him,
Mhm.
and we might be
Okay.
able to get more information other than that. So it is
Well,
already 11:40, so we're running a little
Yeah,
longer.
I'm falling
yeah,
asleep now,
I'm
unfortunately.
about to wrap it up. As y'all are having this conversation, you see Torga checking in with her little things. Who you don't see is Suffolk, and we'll end it there.
So he disappears on me.
Invisibility. Where is this? All right. All right. Suffolk is missing.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. Sorry we went a little past, but we figured we'd give you at least more time since we had to start a little late today. Thank you for joining us. Have yourselves a good week. You don't remember, we're all in this adventure called life together. So remember the proper golden rule. Treat those around you the way you'd like to be treated yourself. And with that, have a good week.
Bye.